it brief and keep it clean. I know what you lot are like. So do get in touch with us. You have the chance to win a bead scoop. All you have to do is text us. Text us in 60777 and start your text with JM Studio. And the one we find the funniest, we will get a beautiful bead scoop winging its way across to you. Or perhaps you do something every day that's a little bit foolish, a little bit strange. Let us know, get in touch. I am joined with Sammi today. She is just setting up. But not only do I have the steampunk section, I've got a 2 for Tuesday section. I've also got, oh yeah, we've got a slide. Look at all of these things we have coming up. I have got the statement jewellery section as well, and new to JM. So on Jewellery Maker, on our Designer Inspirations Day, on Designer Inspirations, now what we'll be doing on every single afternoon show is we'll be spending half an hour just dedicated to newbies, which will mean that perhaps any of the tools that you need to get your hands on will be in there. Perhaps any ideas or basic sections will also be in there. But don't worry, if you've been with us for a while, it doesn't mean that we won't be relating these pieces to you. It just means we'll be giving you the staples, the essentials at really great prices. So that's coming up in our final half an hour. But this is Designer Inspiration, so of course we are joined by a lovely designer today who will be creating some lovely pieces with us. Sometimes, you know, me and Vicky were talking about people chatting in your ear. Now, the guest designers don't have these people talking in the ear, so in my ear now is yelling, Sammi, why have you not got your top hat on? Realising that Sammi can't hear this at all. It's purely me. Sammi is going to be talking to us a lot about how to get noticed today, how to get your craft stall noticed, how to stand out a little bit. And there is one way in particular that she does that time and time again, and that is not only with the gorgeous designs, of course, of her pieces, but also the way she designs herself. So today she is cloaked, no daggered, but definitely top hatted. It is the wonderful Sammi. How are you today, Sammi?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you doing?
Very, very good. Talk to us about what we're going to be expecting for our first section of Designer Inspiration today.
For the first section, I'm going to split it into 2 parts. I'm going to do quite a technical steampunk looking pendant with bronze wire and agate and pyrite. And yes, it's going to be really quite nice.
It's going to be really good. I'm going to bring you that in a moment, but I just cannot keep my eyes off this. Brand new strands. This is coming up for you later on. I've got a little bit of a treat for you today. Because I've got so many new strands and I've got so many cracking deals, I'm going to bring you 4-star buys today. And this is going to be one of them coming up with you shortly. Brand spanking new strands that's coming up for you. I've got some brand new peridot. I've got brand new galore on today's show. Honestly, you will not be disappointed. Some of these are so extraordinary and so extravagant, you will adore them. All of these and plenty more coming up. But as you saw on the layout of the day, we will be starting off with half-hour demo from the lovely Sammi. What we're going to do is we are going to separate her sections into 2 so that we have a little bit of time in the middle to have a little play. We have got a challenge for her as well, which I will bring to you shortly. But let's get started with Designer Inspiration. Of course, you need to get your hands on the bundle. So, first things first, let's take a little look at the wire. We have got here for you 20 meters in total of antiques bronze wire. You have got your 0.4 and you've got your 1 mil here. We'll be having a little look at how these are incorporated into Sammi's design shortly. As well as that, you have got 3 strands of gemstones, including these whoppers. Have a little look at these for me. Really, really large. This is your multicoloured poppy agate, and these are the faceted ovals, 25 by 18 mil, and on here you have got 330 carats worth. So many different pops of colour in here. You've got cerise, you've got saffron, you've got beautiful forestry greens, really deep, interesting blues as well. The poppy agate you'll be able to see is quite an interesting brand of agate. When we think of agate, of course, you'll initially, I'm sure, think of the banding. Poppy agate is slightly different. It has this internal, almost fragmented like structure to it, and in these sections it's where you get this really strong pool of colour, which gives you this really interesting look. Beautiful pieces. As well as that, I'm going to bring to you your blue colour-coated pyrite. This blue is exceptional. Look, this is springtime. You've got in this 55 carats worth of blue colour-coated pyrite rondelles, and these are by 2x1 all the way to 4x3. It's a whopper. It's a 30cm strand of this, and I think you'll adore the way that these are incorporated into the pieces, because I don't know if you're like me, a lot of the time with certain colours, certain gemstones, you might think of a colourway metal that will go with it, but when you see how the Antiques Bronze works with this blues, it just adds a little pop. And finally, the one that will go great if you purchase that lapis this morning, you've got some pyrite. Now these are your top drilled rounds, and this is 180 carats worth in here. Pyrite's a beautiful gemstone, really interesting in structure. Of course, it comes from the name of its structure itself, which is pyritohedron. Essentially, it just means five areas, 5 corners in a sense when you're looking at the front table of this crystal structure. It's got this gorgeous metallic luster to it, which I'm sure you'll agree goes absolutely stunning, not only with the pyrite, but also with this mixed antiques bronze metal coloured wire as well. So 3 strands, 20 meters in total of wire. Your price, £26.75. Now that's if you were to go on our website right now and purchase all of these individually. However, for designer inspiration, not only do we give you inspiration, we like to give you cracking deals as well, so that you can get this home, you can have a little bit of a play with it, you can watch us back on Jewellery Maker YouTube channel, and you can make along at home with us, but you'll still have loads left. You'll still have lots left to make your own. How do you feel about a 20% saving on this today? I can do that for you easily. How about 30% saving? Your price today is just £18.72. That is bang on the nose, 30% saving for you today on this. That is a cracking deal, 30% off the original price if you were to buy all of this separately. HKGC03, get your hands on it now whilst you can, because with designer inspiration bundles, sometimes the amount we have might not well be as high amount in quantity as we would like, and this one is a relatively low quantity designer inspiration bundle, so please get your hands on it now. 30% saving. Get your hands on it whilst you can before it's all gone. So we are heading over to lovely Sammi. The graphics are about to go out, but do not worry, they'll be back on. Hi Sammi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you.
You look gorgeous in your top hat.
Thanks.
Thank you. So we are going to talk a little bit later on about how to get yourself noticed in your statement, but you wear this a lot on your stall, don't you?
I do, yeah, I do. It certainly gets people to come over to you, and I think that's the most important thing, because when you do any event, there's usually a fair amount of jewellery. So the first battle is getting someone to your stall, and then they see what you've made. Yes. So otherwise they might just blank it out, oh, there's more jewellery, just keep going. Because we all know there isn't more jewellery, because each piece is different. So it's nice to stand out, to show people that your pieces stand out.
Absolutely agree with that. We are going to bring you a statement section that will be coming up for you in a little bit. Do not worry, the graphics will be coming on. If you're on the phone, stay where you are. It is a 30% saving, and you have the chance to create these beautiful pieces and oh so much more. Take a little look. Got these beautiful earrings as well. Aren't they pretty? Pip says they look like a treble clef, but I do not agree with that at all. They're like an ornate, oh, I don't know. an ornate S. They're so pretty. Gorgeous spirals. As well as this, you have got a beautiful necklace and bracelet. I adore how that pyrite works with the blue coating and your base as well.
Yeah, it just makes it all pop. It's really, really nice just to bring the colours out and just use that to show that you can use entirely different things, but they all work really well together.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And finally, you've got this beautiful necklace at the end, which is just, it's eye-catching without being huge and bulky.
Yeah.
It's just a pretty statement piece.
And everything just flows. It's just supposed to flow all around, and yeah.
It's got gorgeous fluidity to it.
I made it and I thought I wouldn't keep that one at home.
Oh, yeah, go on. So whereabouts are we going to be starting on this piece?
We're going to start with the more complicated looking necklace, and we're going to start right at the beginning, which is the best way to be, I think.
Best place to start.
So I have actually got all of the measurements of the wire upstairs, as usual.
Ah, yes.
So what I will do is I'll put them on my Facebook page later.
Okay, just let people know what that is.
Yeah, this is the 0.8 bronze
Your Facebook page.
My Facebook page would be helpful, wouldn't it? Yes, it's JM guest designer Sammi.
Fab.
So if you just search for JM guest designer or JMGD, and then you'll see everybody. Laura's got one, Gemma's got one. So yeah, it's all really nice. It's nice. Lots of people on there.
So have a little look on that for the measurements later on.
Yep, I'll get them up later. Okay, we're going to start with two. Well, you need them about this length, so it's about 30 centimetres of wire. I've got some shorter ones here because I'm just going to show you the initial wrap at the start.
Okay.
So we start with those. You're going to wrap with 5 wires in total, or with 4 wires in total.
So your base wire is the 1 mil.
Is it not? Or is it 1 mil?
Isn't it a 1 mil? It's a
1 mil,
yeah.
so it's a 0.8 on the other one. That's what it is.
Oh, right.
I tell you what, because I was working so hard with the other kit. Okay, so we're going to wrap 3 times around just to anchor the first wire. And then we're going to do the usual start to the wrap that I like to do, which is the hourglass. So under and over, and then around once to lock it in place. So we add the second wire just to keep it. And you want to keep it about a couple of millimetres apart. You can go a little bit bigger if you want. You want to keep them fairly uniform as you're going. And we're going to do this till it gets to about 1 inch long. And if you get a little bit, if you want to make it a little bit wider and then smaller again. So if you want to get it wider, you just push your fingers in like that. Make it a little bit wider and make sure you don't pull as tight as you go round. And then push each one up firmly, and that gives a nice flowing wrap. And when you've got it right wider for a little tiny bit, you then nip it in again and carry on.
It stays parallel.
And you see what, because you've seen me do that wrap loads and loads. So you went till it gets to about that length. There.
So about 2 centimetres, an inch-ish.
Yep. And then we're going to start by adding the next wire in. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around the bottom 2 once, twice, and then up between those 2. You just about get that, can't you? I'll have to take this coat off in a minute because I always get wire caught in it. That's the downside to wearing this. So now you want to leave about 1 inch of the wire poking out, so that'll turn around and be one of the swirls at the top of the pendant.
Okay.
And then you're going to go twice around those 2. So now you're working with 3 wires. You've gone from 2 to 3 and changed the weave. Now the weave you've just done at the top is going to be the bail. So, and then we just go round the top 2 twice. I've done it round the top 2 twice. Sorry, my eyes today. There we go. And then up between the bottom 2. Don't worry if it bends like that because you can always push it back. I love this wire. It's really good. See, I'm getting so hot with this coat on. Here we go. Round those 2 twice. I'm gonna have to take it off in a minute. I'm sweating buckets. It's not going to be very pleasant in here. And we keep you keep doing that. We'll do it twice to anchor the top two together. So if you've wrapped the top two wires twice in effect, you've got one and then the two there. If I tilt that, you'll be able to pick it up a bit better. And then you go back round and underneath the bottom two, and the next time you come up over the top one, we'll do it once. This is just, you don't have to do it this way, this is just me being me about it. You come over once like that, and then we're going to add the next wire in again, leaving about an inch on there. So then we come up underneath wire 3 and then wrap around 3 and 4 twice, and then up underneath wire 2 and then down between 2 and 3, and then we just make sure everything is neatly pushed up as far as you can, and that just helps. If you have everything really tight now, the finish is going to be good.
Okay.
If you leave anything a little bit loose, then that's when the finish starts to go all, you know, higgledy-piggledy. So you want to, and the 1 mil wire is nice for this because it's not quite as bendy as the 0.8, so it's gonna forgive you a little bit.
You can be a bit rougher.
Yes, you can if you like. Not too rough, but you can be pretty rough. So yeah, and then we're just going to keep going over and under every 2 and 2, and then what I did was I went for 4 along the top when I'd wrapped the top. I'll show you on the second when I've done the weave, because here we are. When you get to the, you can see here, if you can pick it up, that I go along there. Every time I've done 4 along the top, I then bring in the top wire and anchor it across like that. So that's, you just keep going on and attaching the wire like this, and you see I've added some more at the end as well. Okay. So what you can see, I've bent that one, so we'll pretend I've done a bit more on this. So what you do to make the bail is you bend this over. You just literally, you bend it and then you give it a little bit of a turn, and there it is. That's going to be your bail over the top.
I see.
And then that has to be sideways around the stone. So you have the stone here, and you just keep, while you're wrapping, keep going until it looks like it's going to be around the edge to the base of the stone. See, so this is what I've done here. So I'll keep going and I'll keep checking and I keep going, and then I sort of bend it around, and when I've got it to, when I've wrapped to just about the right place, and you can see that I managed that on this one, you then get the wire that you're using on your wrap. You don't have to do it with the top hat on either, that's not obligatory.
It should be.
It should be, because I did get asked if I dressed like this all the time when I was in Tesco's on the way home from an event once. Like, no, it's not a good look for Tesco's. So you bend it all the way around, and you can see that now I've got the base wire, the wrapping wire is in a line with the hole on my agate. So you have to forgive me, I do have fibromyalgia and I'm having a bit of a bad speech day. So I might have difficulty getting to what I need to say.
Don't worry, you haven't at all.
So there we go. I've got a little kink in the wire here, and you see. So if you get a kink in like that, rather than pulling, you just push them together. And then you would have seen Laura do that quite a bit as well. You just pull it round and then the kink's gone. Rather than pulling it and then you're just left with this knotted thing. So yeah, you see I've got wire floating everywhere. So we'll thread that bead onto there. It's quite a nice, satisfying thing to do, threading that on there like that. So you thread it on, and then we're going to carry on for a little bit. We'll go around the top wire well, we'll go around the top wire. Sometimes I'll thread it up between the two just to be a bit fiddly. So I'll go around the top wire to anchor it, and then back down through the stone, and then carry on weaving across the bottom.
Okay, so you've anchored it into place.
So you've anchored it into place.
With the same piece you keep.
Yeah, and that keeps the flow of the weave.
Yeah. So you don't have to add anything on, which is great.
No. And because this wrap is 2 and 2 and 2 and 2, if you do find you've run out of wire, because I don't work from the spool. I know Laura can do it, but I get all muddled up. I just can't. Everything goes all twisty and stuff. So you see, this is the little bit fiddly, is pushing it actually through the stone and catching the other end of it. So there we are. And you see what I mean? I'm going to get wire caught around me. I am like the clumsiest person ever. You wouldn't think it when you see my finished work. But honestly, I get in such states. Wire everywhere. Attach it to my clothing. Poke myself in the face with it.
But it creates something beautiful.
But it creates something beautiful. So all of the pain is worth it.
It's worth it.
It is. You see, as you're pulling it through, I'm getting it caught on bits and pieces. And here we go. So this is just what it would be like at home. You're just pushing it through and getting it caught over everything and getting stressed with it. So you find out where you've got to on the bottom, and you just carry on. Well, and you can take it for as far round as you want to. I'm going to take it just a little bit further, just to anchor it where it is. So we're going to keep going like this. If you've got any questions about anything, just find me on Facebook, or message in or whatever.
Feel free to text in now.
Yeah. I know it's not always the easiest thing to see, but I'm hoping that while this is more complicated, because you're working with quite a few wires and adding them in, it's not too complicated that you don't think you can give it a go. The most important thing about doing any wire work is just taking your time to get each bit in the right place.
Yeah.
But this weave is quite forgiving because it does allow, it does automatically lock all the wires in the right place. So there we are. So it's up to you how far you want to take this wire. If you wanted to, you could weave it all the way around the top, the whole side.
Okay.
You don't have to do what I did with it, and then which was to take it over the top. And you might be worried about the bead doing this, but don't worry about that, because when we finish it off, you'll see that we managed to lock it into place. So, did you have any April Fool's tricks played on you? Or?
No.
Good.
No, I'm quite lucky, but you've got kids.
I have.
So they must play tricks on you.
They didn't actually. I was very fortunate. Well, nothing I've found. I'll probably get home and there'll be chaos when I get home.
We've had some funny messages in already. I've had them read to me in my ear. If you do have any April Fool's Day pranks that you've done on people, or even this year or in the past, message us in, and you could win a bead scoop. 60777 start your text with JM Studio. Or any questions for Sammi as well.
Yeah. So
do not forget as well, do pop your customer number on there.
Yeah, it's always handy. You know who it is. Yes, so we're just going to keep going. And I kept going until I'd got the next bit of the top wire bit. I always like to keep as much symmetry, in what I do, as much flow as possible. It's the attention to detail. So if I always do 4 and then come up around the top, and then that's what I continue to do all the way along. And even when it comes to moving to the top wire, I will do that as well.
I see.
We're going to do that now, which is anchor the top wire in place for the last time before I come up to start bringing it round. It is always, I think, attention to detail that tends to sell your pieces best, because it shows that you're passionate about what you do, and it shows that you care.
It does, yeah.
And possibly that you have a little bit of OCD. Possibly.
But
it's
also
all good.
I think when you do get to that point and you start to rush, sometimes you see you might kink or something might happen.
Yeah.
And whenever you wear it or look at it, your eye's always drawn to that bit, even though no one else's probably is.
Yeah,
yours always is.
That's very true, and I think you'll find that when you're working with wire, because it does take a lot longer to make pieces than some mediums. Obviously not chainmail, that also takes a long time. Because you spend so long making something, you'll find that if there's one piece you haven't pushed up quite, although the finish can be completely perfect and everybody will think the finish is really, really good, all you see is that. So I have a trick now that I'll put it in a drawer for 2 days. I finish a piece, I shut it in a drawer for 2 days, then I get it out and go, okay, that's good, rather than just going, that bit is just a tiny little bit out, because that's what, nobody else will ever see it. No. Michelle Naylor, you're one for that, she's always doing that. Always doing that.
Always doing it.
She's terrible. Love you, honey. She is terrible for it. So yeah, I mean that is basically the weave that we just keep doing all the way around. And then we're going to bring it up. Now we've anchored the bottom one, anchored the top one. It's the bottom one to me, it's the top one to you, I think. We've anchored this one for the last time. So what I'm going to do now is when I come around here, because I've got the wire up between wires 3 and 4, I'm now going to start doing an under and over weave, and then that will carry on. And you can see I've got quite a lot of extra wire, and the reason I have that is the bottom one is where we're going to now put the pyrite, the bottom pyrite on there. So you bend it up like that, make sure it's straight, because obviously when you're trying to thread a bead on, you don't want the wire to be kinked at all.
And the pyrite goes through that 1 mil.
It does. Some of them do. You might find that 1 or 2 of them don't. But yeah, you wouldn't think, because pyrite quite often has quite a small drill hole, because it is really hard to drill, and that's it's metal. It's quite heavy. It's very hard to drill. So yes, we're going to put that on there, and then literally with the rest of this wire, we're just going to make a swirl just to hold it. So I'm pushing. You can see that although it's 1 mil, it is quite malleable. So you just gently push it up with your finger, like that. And you see my nails with the big bits in from wire. And we're just pushing it around. You're making a coil, but you're doing it with your fingers.
Okay.
And then when you've got a little tail like that, so it's little, that one's quite long, we'll get your cutters. We'll cut it off. Oh, see, I've got these cutters.
Snipping again about 1 inch or so.
Yeah, I'm just leaving a little tail like this. You've got about 1 centimetre. Yeah. I might want a little bit shorter than that actually. Oh, I love these cutters. And then we're going to get the round nose pliers. I'm just going to make a little loop in the end so that it's not going to catch anybody, and then bring it round. And you can either flatten that against the bottom, or you can have it coming out as a bit of a statement.
Bit of a detail.
Yeah. And then the second wire, because that'll push up, is going to come up behind now. And you can have it coming up as far up the back as you want before starting to make a bit of a turn. And I'm going to cut it off about there. I just so you see I've got about 2.5, 3 inches up the back there.
Okay.
Again, just take your round nose pliers, make a little swirl in the end. And the reason I always make a little loop, because then you don't have the sharp bit. If you leave it out, you can have a sharp bit, unless you're using the deburrer tool, which is useful. I saw you had that in earlier in the week.
You don't want to catch on it.
You don't want to have anything to catch it, so yeah, you're just going to bring it round. Just like that. And you see, if I'm actually pushing against the stone, holding the wire with my thumb, and I'm using the stone as like a block, if you want, just to keep the tension, and that's how I'm making the curve, just gently twisting from the middle. I'm not touching the wire at all, apart from holding it there. And that's how you get that beautiful even curve, if you can see there.
stunning. And we are at our halfway point now. Halfway point. So what we're going to do is we're going to be over back to Sammi in around half an hour. My section coming up now is Steampunk as well, so it ties in with this perfectly. I've had some lovely messages in for you, Sammi. Let's get some of those up, shall we? This is from Sue in Essex. Thank you for joining us today, Sue. She says, Sammi, you're an angel. I've been trying to do this wrapped weave all morning, exhausted ways of getting it to work until now. Thanks so much.
Oh, I'm really glad you managed to get it to work, and I'm really pleased you tried it all morning, because sometimes it's easy just to get like, oh, I'm not doing that. But yeah, just come back to it. I'm really glad you got it to work.
Just keep going.
Yes.
Here's another one we've got. This one is from Deborah. Hi, Deborah. She says, loving the outfit. I have put on Facebook a pic of my dress at events where I sell my jewellery. Bought so much stock today. Yes. The coats are warm. I love.
I can't wait to see those.
I know. We're going to have a little look in the break at your outfit. We will be back with you in around 30 minutes or so.
Brilliant.
Walk with me. Come on. There's a steampunk. Oh, good picture, guys. I like this. Someone says it looks like me and Ben. Ben, come over, please. Because I'm not sure at all that it does. I'll be the lady, obviously. Come on in. What? Got to do the same faces. Over the top happy.
Oh, hang on. I need my eyebrows.
Over the top happy. Oh yeah, it's us, creepy. Oh, now you say it.
Weird. How did
so
that get
weird.
on?
How? Gosh, I didn't know people had pictures taken that night. Steampunk. So, whether or not you're into steampunk, let's face it, it's a huge trend at the moment. You'll have heard a lot about it. You'll have seen a lot of it on the high streets. It might not be for everyone. However, what I will say is I have got something for everyone in this piece. So even if you are trying to go for steampunk, do not be afraid if it's not your thing, because you can add a little nod to the trend without being over the top. I have got black wire for you. I have got some beautiful, really interesting gemstones, and I've got this set of charms. Have a look. They're stunning. Aren't these so pretty? This, you've got different gemstones in each. I think you can guess which one this is, can't you? You have got in this one 6 carats of labradorite. All of these are 16 by 12, the gemstones themselves. You've also got 6 carats worth of your rose quartz on this beautiful little heart. You have got another rose quartz. This one's slightly larger, 7 carats worth, and this is on a different coloured heart, but it's also got that brush effect, which is really nice, just catches the light. Next to this, we have blue lapis lazuli. Lapis is such an interesting gemstone. It's so hard to get your hands on lapis, you know. It truly is. Some of the locations for lapis, they have to go and get people, have to drive the truck up. They can't get up to the actual area, so they have to send people up on donkeys to go and get into the area to get this. And then when they bring it down, normally obviously you'd bring it in huge crates, wouldn't you, back down in a truck or a lorry, but you can't because the area is just so treacherous. They have to get someone to bring it in small little containers, handhold like shoebox size, to bring it back down. They have to get on the donkey and go back down. It takes so much time, it's crazy. And you've also got another little heart here, again with this antiques colour. Have a look. And this again is of course labradorite, 7 carats worth. So you've got 2 labs, both on hearts. No, sorry, that's a lie, both on flowers. 1 silver and 1 with this antiques bronzy colour. You've got, one is 6 carats, one is 7 carats. You've got 6 carat and 7 carat of the rose quartz. These ones are on hearts in the same colour. And then you've got almost this old gold copper colour on the lapis with the heart again. So these are definitely a little nod to steampunk, aren't they? We're going to do you a really cracking deal on these today so that you can have a chance to play. Should be £18.75, which is a cracking price because you're getting 5 of them. But we're going to do something special. Today, they're yours for just £12.95 for you today. So divide that by 5. What is that working out as per charm? £2.59 per charm, which is stunning because some of these are 7 carat, and you can see the quality we're talking about here with these gemstones. You can see. There's plenty of you on web bids. I know that quite a few of you have that kit still in your baskets. So I would say please check that out because we're in low stock on that kit this morning that I brought to you earlier on. £12.95. You've got a cracking saving on this, around a £5 you're going to be saving today. Working out just a couple of quid each really, which when you think of it, the amount of work it would take to create this is quite a bit really, isn't there? And even when we do bring you labradorite or any other gemstone, very rarely will we bring you one that's undrilled and that is of this size. In each piece, 7 carats. And just to let you know, this is a bezel design as well, so you'll be able to see there's no covering at the back. So you've got the front section and then the bezel runs around the outside, but you've still got the colour on the other side as well. Got lots of you in for that. Do stay on the phone lines. I've got loads of goodies for you today. If you're interested in square wire, half square, half round wire, you've got some wire tools as well coming up for you today. I've got these busts as well coming up for you. If you are looking at making your stand out, this is a bust also. Gorgeous velvet, touchable. Got these coming up as well for you. They're going to be coming up in our new to jewellery maker section. I've got double buyers on these charms as well. Please do check out your baskets. I've got something really special for you now. Honestly, I adore this strand. Remind me again what my price point on this is. Wow. Wow. Really? Because for this quality, that is exceptional. It's my favourite gemstone. It's one of the most difficult gemstones to get your hands on. The areas we get these from are so far deep into the crust of the earth. I'm talking miles and miles. You have to actually abseil down into them to get your hands on this. It's beautiful Ethiopian opal, and I think for the first time in Ethiopian opal I have got a lot of colour play. Can you see in the clearer ones you've got opalescence, you've got this clear almost milky tone, but let's have a look for one with real colour play. Come around to get my hands on this one here. Look at this. Hang on. This one here in the centre we want to look at. Can you see? No, you cannot with these lights. Honestly, pinks. Oh, you can see a little bit there.
See it from over here.
Pinks, greens, all cascading across this. Now this, such as the way of the lights and of the camera in here, honestly you cannot get anywhere near as much as I'm getting from this. Sammi, I've got to come and show you, my love. I've just got to. Even in the white ones.
I could see it from over there.
Have a look at this white one. Oh, and look at this as well. Look at that one.
That's just, there's all sorts, there's greens and pinks and everything.
And even on the completely opaque white.
There you've got loads of flashes of pink in that, and green. And that one's just...
And that one, and this one as well. Look at that one.
And that one too. Yeah, it's a shame that the lights don't show it up, but it's really, really lovely. There are some really lovely flashes in there. They're beautiful.
Honestly, beautiful. At home, you are going to have to trust me on this. You're just going to have to. 2 reasons. 1, this is the most gorgeous strand of Ethiopian opal I've ever seen, hands down, hands down. Also, the price of this, you are going to be astonished. I really wish you could see what me and Sammi and everyone else in the studio could see. The only way you're going to do that is by getting this home. 30-day money back guarantee, and I'm telling you what, it is worth it. None of these will be coming back. None. I'm so sure of it. Let's have a look. Can we see? Honestly, pinks, golds, even in the white ones, you're getting a major colour play. Just believe me, please, because honestly, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. Just trust. Trust me, this is a little stunner. I'm going to be getting my hands on a fair few of these. Now, believe me, look, even on this white one, I bet you cannot pick it up. No. You can slightly, tiny bit of green you see in there, times that by about 50 and you're getting it on that one. Pinks as well I've got in there. Do you know what I wish? Can you see a little bit there, a little bit of green? Do you know what I wish? I wish you could all just pop into the studio now. Wish it was like on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory where you like step through the TV and then you could just come and have a look, because it's a stunner. Now, you're gonna have to believe me on this. It's absolutely beautiful. I will be getting my hands on this strand. It's the most stunning, stunning Ethiopian opal I have ever seen. What I will say to you is this is so beautiful. Of course, we know we've got an idea of perceived value in our heads. We know if opal's got colour play, it's going to be high, because it's high quality, it's going to be higher price. A strand that I had on recently, which was all clear opal that had colour play in absolutely every single one, was £49.95. So that's possibly the price you're thinking of in your head. If you're thinking of that price, get yourself on the phone now, please, because it's nowhere near that, nowhere near. It should be, and it has been, £29.95. Because this is my favourite, and because I want you all to own this, genuinely do. Do you know what? Even if you haven't opened up your baskets yet, do it for this, please. I want you all to own this, so I'm gonna do a ridiculous £19.95 on this now. Please trust me, if you haven't opened your basket, this is going to be worth it. It's too beautiful to even fathom. £19.95. It is going to be possibly the best 20 quid you spend all day. What do you think of that price? Honestly, you've seen it in the flesh.
I've seen them. I think that's an amazing, absolutely amazing price for those. I mean, you'd sell one pair of earrings like that for over £20, opal earrings.
Yeah.
And they are just beautiful. You know, I'm sat here and I'm quite away from them, and I can see pink flashes over here. Mm-hmm. There is really a lot of play in those.
There is a lot of opalescence, a lot of colour play. And if we're thinking of pairs of earrings, if I was to count these, I'd be here a while, but 2, 4,
yeah.
6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I'm halfway there. I've got 28 and I'm only halfway into my strand.
I know.
So essentially you've got 28 pairs worth of earrings on this.
Or you could do like a 3-drop pendant, pair of earrings. Beautiful gift for a prom. Can you think? I mean, we're getting my daughter's prom dress this week, so I got to do all her jewellery. So yeah, they're beautiful. They're really good.
I need to have this in my life.
You can wear it with any colour.
Totally. If you're going to sell this at £20 per pair of earrings, then I've got 28 pairs worth on this strand. The money making is, well, you can work it out. £19.95, truthfully, possibly the best 20 quid you're going to spend all day. I've got something a little bit different. Now this is steampunk because it's got that rough, beautiful nugget shape to it, but it's a little bit delicate and a little bit girly as well. 100 carats worth of Morganite. Sammi, what do you think of when you think of Morganite? What comes to your mind?
I always think it's an exclusive stone because it's beryl, isn't it? It's the emerald family. It's just such a beautiful, delicate pink. I love Morganite. I really do.
And I love it in these shapes as well, actually.
Really
you've got
unusual.
that Turkish delight shimmer across the surface of it, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it's got such a nice delicate pink to it. It is part of the beryl family, which realistically is kind of one of the most popular of all of the families, and also one of the most exclusive and one of the most sought after as well. You're getting a hefty amount here, 100 carats worth. Now we know Morganite is sought after. We know it's something that recently has kind of come into the public's consciousness. I'm sure as a jewellery maker and as a jewellery connoisseur, you will have known about Morganite for many, many years. But it's one of those that is coming more on the high street now, and people are starting to recognise it, which is fab for you. That's great. It's lovely that you've maybe had it for ages and a long time, but they might not have realised or seen it or actually have a perceived value of this. Morganite. We've seen strands of Morganite go in for what? £30, £35? What about less than a tenner? Way less. £6.95. You just did a little intake then.
I did. It's like, wow, that's really good. People love those. I find that when I make a necklace, because I usually, if I get a strand like that, I put it in a necklace with some little space in between. Either pale quartz, probably crackle quartz I might do with that, just little pale ones, or little silver beads. But people love it because it's the more natural, raw, organic look to it. And they love that because they know it's not a man-made thing. It's natural. It's just come straight out of the ground, and they adore it. Really good.
It's nice. It's a good talking point, isn't it? Get your hands on that whilst you can. To bring you Morganite for £6.95 is a total stunner. So much so there is a slight queue on the phone. Honestly, I have got so many cracking deals for you today. So many unusual pieces coming up as well. It's going to be worth opening your basket. If you haven't opened it for that opal. What about this? Solar quartz. Now we've had solar quartz, a relatively new thing, isn't it? It's a relatively new piece that we've been bringing to you, and I'm bringing you a massive 180 carats worth of it here today. What do you think of this for a steampunk design?
I think that would make a brilliant drop. I'd have quite a big bronze, or you can make a nice big bronze connector. And I'd have that dangling off the bottom, and then I'd have chains coming from the connector, and that would just be the focal thing down there. You could even drape a bit of bronze around it, bronze chain around it if you wanted, but yeah, I just have it dropping there and then little offset accents at the side. It's really nice. It's perfect, in fact, to drop off the bottom of the connector.
I love that idea. YWRU24 is the code. You can definitely create a gorgeous steampunk with that idea. 22 centimetre strand. That says 22 millimetre strand, but I can guarantee you this is 22 centimetres. 180 carats. Your price today, £9.95, and it's beautiful. It's going to go with absolutely everything. Essentially, you've got, on my strand anyway, 6, 7, 8 different sections of pendants if you wish. Gorgeous wire wrap ring these would make just due to the size.
Yes.
Really attractive. And because you have got that body of colour, that beautiful white and clear in areas body of colour, you could definitely create something that will go with everything. I'm just looking in here. You've got, because of course it is solar quartz, can you see almost this internal druzy? Get it home to really appreciate it, but it's this almost internal druzy that you've got in here. Really interesting. £9.95 for you today. Now it is our steampunk section, so we're going to bring to you some black coloured wire. I have got so much for you, 300 metres worth. Loads of you have been asking, I'm bringing it to you now. Have a little look. In here you've got 100 metres of your 1 mil. You have got 100 metres of your 0.8, and you've got 100 metres of your 0.6 wire. So 300 metres in total. What would you think of doing with black wire? Do you think it's something that catches people's eye? Do you think it fits with the steampunk?
I think it does. I use it if I'm doing a steampunk ring, for instance. I will use a mixture of bronze, and then I will occasionally I'll put black accent in there, so I'll mix up the wires. I also get watch parts, and I'll put a bit of black wire through the watch parts as well as the bronze, and it works really well. It's all about different textures and the industrial look and everything, so it does fit in quite nicely. It does fit in quite nicely.
It fits in really well, and also actually I'm thinking quite great for masculine jewellery perhaps.
Yeah, very much.
Perhaps if gents aren't particularly into gold and silver,
yeah,
then bring in a little bit of something deep and dark.
Yeah, and ladies love a bit of red and black as well. It's really nice. It's a nice evening look if you're not necessarily into your steampunk. You know, if you went, you can do quite a delicate chain link with black and red all the way around, and it's really effective.
Oh, eye-catching as well.
Because people often use coral and onyx for the same reasons,
yeah,
but you can do it with the wire and coral or whatever, things like that.
Some beautiful black wire on these pieces as well. Yeah. You can see how to use it. Rachel Norris piece you've got there. I have got a cracking deal on these for you today. Should be for 300 metres, because you've got the 3 different gauges. £72.85. You've got 1 mil, 0.8, 0.6. £72.85 should be your price today. How about getting 2 for the price of 3? Price today is just £47.90. £47.90. So you're buying your 1 mil and your 6 mil, and you're actually getting your 0.8 free. We haven't even given you the thinner gauge for free. It's the 0.8 we're giving you free. £47.90 today. Give it a go, have some fun with it. The 1 mil as well, gorgeous cufflinks you can make with this. Really easy wire wrap cufflinks, but if you think tuxedo, you know, black tie events, really nice to have a little pair of wire wrap black cufflinks, fab. The graphics have gone down, but do not worry, we will have them back up with you in a short while, hopefully. This isn't an April Fool's joke at all. This has just happened. This happens sometimes. Is someone running to that box? Someone's running to the box to press the magic button. A magic button just brings it all back up. Get your hands on these today. My code on this is O for October, Bravo, B, G for golf, C for Charlie, 94 is your code on this today. Get it whilst you can. Buy 2, get your 0.8 for totally free. I'm going to show you some more of the goodies as my graphics are off. Let's just get some other deals in. Don't forget, bead scoop. Got your chance to win this today. Have a little see. Anything you like in there? Oh, genuine gemstones. Chock-a-block. Some huge ones in there as well today. If you have any April Fool that perhaps you played on someone in the past, or perhaps you've had played with you on the past, or even today, text us in. Text number is 60777. Start your text with JM Studio. JM Studio, text us in today. Now we are going to go to a break. After the break, I have got your first of 4-star buys, and as well as that, we're going to be finding out how to finish off our steampunk inspired wirework creation with Sammi. I will see you in a few moments after this.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, But being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the genuine gemstone company.
When shopping with Jewellery Maker, you can add as many items to your order in one day and only pay one postage and packaging charge. We have two delivery options. Standard delivery at just £2.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 4 to 6 days. Or opt for our premium delivery at just £4.95 and you'll receive your parcel within 3 to 4 days. Happy shopping with Jewellery Maker.
Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
If you miss a Jewellery Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewellery Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewellery Maker.
It hit the top of fame when Tiffany used it back in the 1970s. It is one of the most sought after of its family, and this is an exquisite example. My name's Becky, and this is Savorite Garnet. This is so beautiful. Just appreciate these springtime tones for me. Just enjoy the mixture and depth of tone we have in here. This saturation is phenomenal. The colour itself, on top of the saturation, is your archetypal colour for Savorite Garnet, which is something that is completely sought after, totally adored around the world. In Kenya, Savorite Garnet, in the last 10 years, the yield has gone down by 85%. 45 carats worth you have in this strand. These rondelles are between 4x2 all the way to 8x4. It is, when we speak of garnet, one of the most, if not the most, adored, enjoyed and expensive of the garnet family a lot of the time. In this strand, the richness of tone is exceptional. I'm sure you'll agree that, well, to me anyway, this is just springtime gardens, picnics outside. This is just beautiful green tones that just inspire and illuminate. Now this is a really high quality strand. We can see that simply by looking at it. Of course, when we're looking at gemstones, we have a tick list, don't we, on certain gems. Whether it be on some clarity, on some it might be depth of colour, depth of tone. amount of saturation. This is a high-end strand. We can see that. It's only, you can see it to the eye, but also the size of the strand is a giveaway as well. 18 centimeters. Now, a lot of the time when we're dealing with shorter strands like this, a lot of the time, not always, there is exceptions to the rule, but a lot of the time, because it's so hard to get your hands on this higher quality of gem, we can actually only bring it to you in this small quantity, this small amount. The quality of this speaks volumes. If you have not yet managed to get your hands on Savorite garnet, now is going to be your time. It's been popular for so many years. 1974, when Tiffany started using it in their pieces, very much like tanzanite, when that was, you know, kind of brought into the public's knowledge, the public's remit, the public's vision, in a sense. Much like with tanzanite, in 1974, when this shot up there into the Tiffany pieces, Savorite garnet used around 1974 in main of their collections. It was something that was so sought after, so adored, that, to be honest, the fact I'm bringing it to you today at the same quality, well, for me anyway, it's a real privilege. 45 carats worth of this today. It's a star buy, and this price is a star as well. Yeah. £14.95. Honestly, this is a purchase that you will not regret. This is a purchase that once you get it home, you will have so many ideas. Your synapses will be flying around. You will have so many ideas. It's such a creative strand. £14.95 on this, 45 carats worth of your Savorite garnet. If you haven't worked with it before, today is your chance. Star buy today. VCRU79 is the code on this. Get it whilst you can, because it is flying outside. So I am going to head back over to the lovely Sammi now. We are going to our second part of the designer inspiration with this steampunk piece. We have got in here, I'm going to recap the kit for you as well if you haven't managed to get your hands on it. It's over here, so I'll bring that to you. So we got to the point where we've done the little twist, the little spiral, the little loop.
Yep, we've got the pyrite on the bottom.
The pyrite's been balanced on the bottom beautifully.
Yep, and we've got the swirl up the back.
You've got your back swirl, and now we're going to have a little look at how to continue this piece. So let's reiterate for you exactly what you're getting in this kit on screen. You've got 10 metres of 0.4, 10 metres of 1 mil. You've got poppy agate pyrite with the blue coating, and you've got the large pyrite normal circles top drilled. You've got 180 carats of these rounds, 10 mil, 300 of the poppy agate 25 by 18 mil, and 55 carats of the 4 by 3 mil 30 centimetre strand. Your price on this today was just £18.72. It was exactly 30% off for you today. Brillos, let's carry on.
Okay, now you've still got several wires sticking out, but that's fine. We're just going to keep wrapping, and then I like to wrap everything and then do all the twirly bits at the end and then go, we're finished. Okay. That's what I like to do. So you can do it in any order you want, but I'm going to carry on the wrap now with just the top 2 wires. And you can see already sort of bringing it round a little bit, getting it to kind of where I want it to be. And now it's the under and over wrap again, back to the one you did for the bail. And that also adds a little bit of balance to the piece, because you've got the bail wrap at the top, and then you're going to have the bail wrap up the side.
Okay.
So we're just going to keep doing this. under and over, round once again to lock it. Make sure you're pushing each bit up properly. Do you know, I wish I had longer legs. I know I'm sat down, but it's just trying to make sure I'm in the right place.
Don't worry, we'll get you.
You'll get me, you always do.
We get you.
You get me. Somebody's got to. And then we're going to go under and over and round again. You do this for as long as you want. If you wanted to do it all the way up, you could do it all the way up the top, you know, keeping it quite narrow, and then bring the whole thing round in a spiral. If you wanted to make the wire the feature rather than the stones. But I tend to try and leave as much of the stone to speak for itself as possible.
Yeah.
So I think that's a much nicer way of displaying them. Then it's enhancing rather than distracting. That's a good word. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. It's a good job one of us can speak today.
Hey, it's not always the case. I can tell you that for nothing. So whilst you're wrapping away, can you wrap and chat? Because I really want to know what you got for Mother's Day, because you have a lot of children.
I do.
Well, a fair few.
I have. Well, 6 is a lot, really.
6 is quite a lot, isn't it?
Kind of over the top, isn't it? Let's face it.
So what did you get?
Well, my husband is in Abu Dhabi with work.
Oh, no way. Oh,
so,
lucky him, though.
I know. So actually, it meant a lot more, because my eldest is 22 and my next eldest is 20. So they organised to take me out to Yo Sushi.
I've never been.
They took me out. There are other sushi restaurants.
Other sushi bars are
but
available.
Yes, they all took me out, and it was just lovely. They bought me a big bunch of lilies and chocolates and a card, and then they took me out for a meal, and we all sat and ate. And amazingly, the 5-year-old twins ate the most.
Did they?
I seriously thought.
Good on the lads.
I seriously thought we'd be coming home and making them a sandwich, because you know you don't expect 5-year-olds to sit and eat Japanese food.
But they
stuffed it down.
Oh,
there was just plates and plates and plates of food.
Bless.
So yeah, I had a really nice day, and then
lovely.
my older 2 girls went off to a vintage fair.
Oh.
But I was, they did invite me, but I wasn't actually well enough.
No.
After I'd been out, so I had to go home and rest. So then I just got to go home and rest while they
put
took
your
care
feet
of me.
up.
Yeah,
oh,
it was
I love
lovely.
that. That sounds fab.
I think it just meant so much more because my husband, not because my husband was away, but because it was just, sorry, honey.
Backtrack, Sammi, backtrack.
he can't too, he's in Abu Dhabi. I'll get told on though.
Yeah, I know,
yeah, it meant so much more because it was just from them.
That's nice.
It was so sweet.
How adorable.
I know, it was really cute.
Do not forget as well, since we come back off the break, I forgot to mention, Bead Scoop Win-a-thon. You've got a chance to win a bead scoop and a win-a-thon. I've no idea either. You've got a chance to win a bead scoop. All you have to do, I don't know about April Fools, just April Fool, I think. You've got the chance to win a bead scoop, and all you have to do is let us know a cracking April Fool's thing that's happened to you, or maybe you've done in the past. I've got an example that's been sent in here, actually. This one is from Karen. Hi Karen, thank you for joining us. She said, I played an April Fool's joke today on my 13-year-old daughter. Thumbs up already, Karen. I gave her a bottle of squash but had made tiny holes at the top, so when she drank it, it spills everywhere. P.S. Becky is my favourite presenter. Oh, Karen, you little sweet talker. Oh. Winner. Thank you very much for sending that in. I love that parents play practical April Fool's jokes on their kids. That's brilliant.
Really nice.
I hope she wasn't sort of ready for school in a school uniform and then she's just got this squash all down her. Oh, Karen, I love it. Do your kids play April Fool's jokes?
They do sometimes, but luckily I seem to have got touch wood, if there is any. I seem to have got away with it this year, thankfully, because I was in a bit of a sort of rush getting everybody ready for school and getting out of the house this morning, so I could have done without cling film over the loose seats.
That's
and
exactly what it will be.
All the other fun things that go on.
I've got another one in as well that apparently I will giggle at. Tanya says, I had my sisters play many pranks on me. One year she said she's moving abroad and I believed her and got really upset, called my mum crying, and she told me it was an April Fool. I felt so silly. I never believed her this year. Loving the show. Tanya. crying. Oh, that's just mean, isn't it? And you can guarantee one day she will move abroad and you just won't believe her. No. They'll have a leaving party and everything. You'll refuse to go because you think it's all a ruse. Oh no, I love. That's cracking. Thank you very much for sending those in. We'll pick a winner later on.
Okay, I've gone about just about 3/4 of the way up the bead there. You think? And I've decided that's enough, and I'm going to start adding the beads in. So if you can see, I've kind of curved it around to take the edge of the stone, but I've just slightly over the top of the stone as well. I mean, it's up to you where you want to put the bend in. Obviously, everybody puts their own twist on anything. And now we're just going to simply wrap it a few times wrap the top wire a few times without anything else at all, and that is to allow, because we're going to put a pyrite on, and that's just so that if you put it on straight away it will just butt up against the weave, and you just want to have a little bit of room, that's all. Okay. And then you just pick your stone and
these are the small blue ones.
These are the small blue. Look at my hand shaking.
You got, of the small blue ones, you got 55 carats worth on that strand, and they are in different sizes from around 2x1 to 4x3 mil, 30 centimetre strand of it. It's a hefty little strand, a serious packy punch.
They're really pretty as well, and you can see when they go against the bronze, like those earrings, it just really makes them just pop
I
so much.
I completely agree, I love these earrings.
They're very cool. And they're really simple, cool. Very simple design, but really, really effective. You just think how many pairs of those you can make. I think they're lovely. I can't wear them with this though because they get caught in it.
Oh yeah, that's true. They would get caught, wouldn't they?
They're very pretty.
Don't forget, on this kit you had a 30% saving, so please do get yourself on the phone lines for it, because already we are in low stock. $18.75 for all of these.
Okay, so I've literally threaded the pyrite on there. And as soon as it hits the bottom, you just pull the wire behind, and we're just going to wrap it on there. So you can hold it in place with your one fingernail, and just push your thumbnail. That's why my thumb always has a dent in it. I use my thumbnail as my tool. Push the wire up with your thumbnail, really tight, and then do another few wraps, however far apart you want, until you've got your next bead. The spacing is entirely up to you. Sometimes I'll put them uniformly, sometimes I'll gradually space them out. I think it's just how I feel at the time.
So do you count the amount of times you go around?
If I'm going to keep it even, I count the amount of times I'm going around. If I think I'm going to space it, then I'll just put 2 on, and then I'll space it a little bit, and then a little bit more, so I don't really count, then I just do it by eye. But if you want to keep symmetry, then you definitely count. And you can see it just adds a little bit of detail to the piece, just by simply putting some small, very, very sparkly, I have to say.
Really sparkly,
very bling.
Fab.
Yep, beads on the top there.
Just to let you know, at the bottom of your screen is the black wire. It's 3 for 2. You had in there the 1 mil, the 0.6, and you got the 0.8 for free, and that's $47.90. And also, Jacqueline, if you've just messaged us in something that is hilarious, you little tease, you've only sent us half the message. It got to the bit about you being dressed as a banana and then cut off. So can you please send in the last half of that message, because it's like a cliffhanger of this joke. So please send that back in, Jacqueline.
Maybe that's the April Fool.
Maybe, yeah, and you'll never know the end.
We're never going to know the rest. We're always going to be wondering about the banana. Okay, so you can see I'm going to do 4, so we're doing the last one in a moment. So you can see I've spaced that one out a bit more. And you see I'm quite quick, so don't worry that you're not as quick at wrapping it round. That really does come with practice. So you can see I just literally twist my wrist, push it down with my thumb, and twist again.
Okay.
So I can actually wrap like this quicker than I can use a gizmo.
Wow.
By the time I've sort of wrapped the gizmo and then cut it off, because I'm so fingers and thumbs and dropping everything, and then found that I've wrapped it too tightly around the gizmo, and then said lots of interesting things. Got it off the gizmo, and then so I tend to do these ones by hand, and I use the gizmo if I want to wrap, do intricate, like tie knots and things like that with gizmo coils.
I see.
So they're quite good. But there you go, we'll put the last one on and then we'll just anchor it 3 times after the last one, and then we'll just start making the curves to lock everything in place. But you can see it's quite sturdy already as a design.
Yeah.
But you could adapt this to any size stone you wanted. It's obviously better suited to the rounder and the oval ones than a square one. But you could adapt it, and I want to see it when you do. So tuck it in, make sure that's nice and tucked in with your chain nose pliers, so that when you run your finger and your thumb over it, it doesn't catch on anything. And now we're just going to trim those to, I think I'll do one longer than the other. You see, I don't ever decide until I'm finished what I'm going to do. So I'm leaving about 2 inches there, and we're going to just literally again grab the end of it, make your little loop. I don't know why my hands are shaking so much today, because I'm not actually that nervous today. But they won't stop. I think it must be the fact that I'm boiling hot.
It is warm in here.
And then you're bringing it round with your pliers, and the reason I constantly use my pliers like that is it's a lot easier to keep the same tension, and that is the trick to getting those curves to stay so, rather than bent. That's the trick to it. And then I'm going to bring the top one round, and you see I'm stroking it with my thumb here, and that is how I shape it. Sometimes you're just stroking it with your thumb, because again you're using your thumb to brace it for even tension, and I want it to follow the curve, so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm just going to make another loop on the end of this one, and then tuck it in front like that, and then bring it up, and then you have the 2 at the front, and that's quite pretty. Look at my hands going. And then we'll bring the other 2, well there's 4, we'll bring the 2 at the back of the bail, we're going to push those over the front, and that just helps to lock the bail shut. And then you can just again make a loop with those and finish it off. And you can make whatever, you can put those where you want, make whatever shapes you want with them. It all adds to the design. And you can see that what looks like a very complicated piece to do isn't actually as complicated as you might think. And then the ones at the back, we'll just bring it round like this, both of them. And again, I'm going to trim that one a little bit, because we've got quite a big one at the bottom. And then I'm going to trim this one slightly shorter, and that's what's going to give you the variation in the curves. As you do more and more of these, you will learn the flow of it and what you want to do. I'm always thinking about the flow and how it's going to look, and having always one offset against the other one. And then here we go. And that's the back. And the reason I like to try and make the back of my pendants look pretty much as nice as the front is that when you're wearing a pendant, it's also a very good talking point, because when you're wearing a pendant, they do like to turn when you know, on a chain. So when you're talking to a customer about it, you say, well, turn it over and look at the back, and they turn it over and they go, oh, wow, and you say, well, that's in case it turns.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, that's attention to detail, and they really like that.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. I do understand that as well. It's that finishing touches, isn't it? And this is the finished piece for you.
There you go. Okay, so I mean, any way you want, you could finish it, obviously, any way you wanted to. So you could put the coils in different places. Like I mentioned before, you could bring the wrap all the way around, and then maybe just, instead of having the beads across the front here, you could have, I like to put in the loops. Maybe you could put 1 or 2 in the ends of the loops or something like that. Or you could have them dangling off the bottom and things like that. I could show you how to do the earrings.
Yeah, beautiful. Fab idea.
Okay, I will get the rest of those lovely pyrite ones
I have got
here
coming up for you as well This is so pretty, I love. Do not forget as well, second designer inspiration will be with you very shortly, around 40 minutes, and I'm going to bring over actually and give you a little sneaky peek. This is really exciting. Just whilst you're prepping for the earrings, I'm going to bring you a couple of things to do with square wire we're going to be looking at, we're going to be talking about. Have a look. You've got the necklace, the top section here, you're not going to believe the torque, that is done with square wire. And all of this as well. And have a look at the bracelet, because I've got to admit, I think the bracelet, it doesn't look like it's been crafted by someone, if that makes sense. It just looks like it's been made out of high-end silver. It's stunning, isn't it? This is coming up for you in about 40 minutes. We'll be looking at all of this. Fab, so the earrings.
The earrings, you just cut two, it's simply 2 pieces of the 1mm wire.
Okay.
And you make sure they're the same length. So you get them in your hand. If they're not quite the same length, then just make sure you're holding them exactly next to each other with the ends batted up against each other. And then we're going to just chop them both together like that. Always end up with wire going everywhere. Now the trick when you're making earrings, obviously, is to get it the same. So the best way to do that is to hold them, because you can do this with the 1mm. You can hold them together, get your round nose pliers, and then just twist them together at exactly the same time. And then you're always going to have your earrings that look the same. Now you can hold it down like this again. So what you're doing. It's hard to see because my hand's in the way. I'll just try and bend it a little bit. You're using the table or worktop as your pressure point, and then you're just using the tension of the wire, and you get a lovely even curl like that. I'm not going to take them apart because I'm going to do the top. We get the round nose pliers, and we're going to go round to make a little loop over the top as well. Like that, just keeping an even tension all the way around. And because you've done them both at the same time, when you take them apart, they will be identical. Like that.
Fab, easy technique.
Very easy, and it is, again, it's just taking your 0.4mm wire and starting wherever you want to, but starting the same point on each of them.
Okay.
Otherwise it's not going to be even. And in this situation I did count the wires in between.
The loops.
Yeah. You count, so you've got maybe 6 wraps in between each bead. So that's what we did. So I'll anchor it for 3 times, and I'll probably go around 4 or 5. And then I shall actually put the first bead on, but I did them on the outside of the smaller curve, so it follows round and then comes on the inside of the curve at the bottom. So if I move that one out of the way, we'll just slip a bead on, and again holding it in place while you wrap. I know it's quite difficult to see, but yeah. It's not a difficult technique. So it's a good one if you're quite new to wire wrapping, because doing something like this is a very, very good way of getting you used to the tension in wrapping the bearer wire with your wrapping wire. And then creating something beautiful at the end of it and going, I did that.
I did that. Speaking of something beautiful that I just think would go gorgeously with something like this, what do you think of these?
They're really, really pretty, aren't they?
Yes.
They are catch the light across the room pretty.
Don't they? She coated tiger's eye. Now, if we're thinking steampunk, how would this relate to that genre?
It's the colour, isn't it? It's the colour. It's the whole antique look. Because you are looking basically at an adaptation of maybe Victorian. It's all the H.P. Lovecraft and the rest of that with the steampunk. So
yeah,
it's that gorgeous vintage look to it. It's just fabulous.
Yeah, fab, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that. 80 carats worth of this coated tiger's eye, and actually what you get with this coating is you get that beautiful metallic luster, but you also get the internal chatoyancy that is naturally inbuilt within the tiger's eye, which you can see through gorgeously through the coating. Possibly not that well under these lights, but to the eye you definitely can. These are, just drop your strand, this is a 22 centimetre strand. Can you see some of the chatoyancy sparkling through on that one? On the slide there.
Yeah.
And these are from 9x7 all the way to 16x11. Coated tiger's eye is something relatively new to us, so you might not have got your hands on it yet. So let's give you the chance to own this for less than a tenner. £7.95 is your price for this beautiful strand today. Get it whilst you can, because it is a really unusual and beautiful effect that these can create. And even if you're not into steampunk, this is just a little nod to that genre, because it is so much in fashion at the moment that people will start to look for these types of things on your stand. So it's great to get in there whilst you can, especially when you've got this entire strand for just £7.95.
That's a whole vintage retro thing, isn't it? Even if you don't like the steampunk, you like the vintage.
Totally.
Lots of people who love the vintage.
Definitely.
You could have put that in tiara as well, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that look good in a tiara?
Really good.
And so would that.
I love. I'm going to give you, whilst you're finishing that off, I'm going to challenge you.
Ooh.
If you're new to designer inspiration, very long story short, we challenge our guest designers each day. We'll give them, sometimes it'll be a strand of gemstones, sometimes it'll be a matrix box, sometimes it'll just be some new findings. Today we've given Sammi a lovely bundle to play with. She's allowed to get anything from the drawers behind us, for example, findings or wire that she might need, but the main focal point has to always be the gemstones, and we'll be having a little look at what she's created with these at about 5 o'clock-ish. This is your vintage bouquet bundle. You have got in here 230 carats worth of these pyrite. They're all flowers shapes, as you'll be able to see, and they're all 5 petals as well. These are 12, no they're not. Yeah, they are, these are 12 mil. You've also got your black veined rhodonite, which is the 5 petals, 15 by 14, 270 carats on here. And these little whoppers are your green aventurine, 20 mil, 320 carats worth on there. MZGC07, get them now, be inspired later. The price to get all of these 3 should be £25.35 if you were to go on our website now, or call the call centre and buy these separately. But it's designer inspiration, so we've bundled them together for you. You're getting them for just £16.95 today. That's all you're going to be paying for 3 of these beautiful strands, and let's face it, they're sizable, they're chunky, they're beautiful flowers which always come in at this time of year. So get your hands on them today for just £16.95. Got a text in for you as well, Sammi. Ooh. Put you under pressure today, aren't we? Julie! Hello, Julie from Greater Manchester. She says, wow, just outstanding jewellery today. I feel my mojo coming back. Julie, that is fab news. There is nothing worse than a creative block.
No, I hate that. I hate that.
Nothing worse.
A good tip though, if you are having creative block, because it happens to everybody, I just go back and I make something that I've made before, a design that I've liked, or I'll go back and I'll look through stuff that I've made, and you get a bit more confidence back in yourself, because you kind of, sometimes you just get something and you're just like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I just have no idea what I want to do, or it just, nothing seems to be going right. Do something you've done before and it's worked for you, and just do that, and then that tends to get you over that block.
And then you can find other ways to do it.
That's it, yeah. So there you go. I mean, you've seen how long it's taken me to do that. It's quite quick.
She's already created a full earring.
I've left the tails on it, but
I've left the tails. And then you just tuck on your shepherd tuck to the top.
Simple as that.
Easy peasy, done in moments. Thank you very much, Sammi, for showing us all these. I'm going to leave this with you to enjoy your challenge.
So
we will be coming back over to lovely Sammi in about 30 minutes. But I have got for you now 2 for Tuesdays. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. They were like that in my ear. I was like, I know we say, yeah. 2 for Tuesdays I've got for you today. That means I'm going to bring you lots of goodies that are going to be doubled up. So they might be the same strand, they might be different strands, but you're going to get 2 for Tuesdays. And of course, there's going to be some cracking discounts in this section. Starting with, on my right hand side, oh, there isn't a box 21 on my right hand side, my love. Under here, in here, there's nothing in there. Pardon, my love. There's nothing in there. Bear with. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. What are we talking about? It's labradorite. It's on my T-bar, guys. It's all right. No one knows where my boxes are. I've got for you now 2 strands of labradorite. You've got the wheels and the plain rounds as well. 2 for Tuesdays. Really pretty wheels on this. See how bright this is? 340 carats worth in total. Of these wheels, they're around 5 by 3 mil. It's a 35 centimetre strand. Look at the quality of this. 80 carats worth on this. You can see how high quality this is. You've also got your plain rounds as well. These are 10 mil plain rounds that you have. Again, you can see the quality of these. You can see how beautiful these are. Labradorite is just such an exceptional gemstone. The gemstone itself has 3 different axes, which is one of the reasons you get this beautiful effect. So none of these axes line up, which is why you get this beautiful sheen across the surface. So if you think of a gemstone, let's think of a gemstone that, you know, when you get it out of the ground, it may well be this shape. The long point in the middle here, that will be your C axis, and then you'll have one going across the center, and then one going across the center in the other way, so across in the middle as well. And if those are the same size and at the same level, then that's how a lot of gemstones are created. But with labradorite, the center 2 that are crosses are actually slightly off kilter, one slightly acute, one slightly obtuse, which means the light doesn't enter in a normal way. It actually bounces around and enters it completely differently, which is why you get this beautiful sheen on there. It's the same for sunstone as well. You've got a real high amount of that in here today, and the reason you've got such a high amount is because the labradories have purposely cut these into a shape, cut these to play on this axis so that you get the highest impact of this colour pop. 340 carats worth. The price for 2 today, £8.95. That is it. You'll pay that for 1 strand of labradorite, won't you, and more. But you're getting 2 for Tuesdays today. You have got 35 centimetre strand on this one as well. It is £8.95. Get your hands on it whilst you can. Labradorite is one of your favourites, and there's no question why. It's just so mystical and magical, isn't it? £8.95. Imagine using these as male jewellery as well, because even just these wheels on a stretchy for a gentleman would be beautiful. Or what about, you could actually create some quite androgynous looking pieces with these, couldn't you? Because they've got quite a nice depth of colour, but if you wanted to, add a little bit of a feminine touch as well if you wanted to. £8.95, 2 for Tuesdays, deal price today. Brand new. I've got loads of brand new. Can I have some tweezies, please? Tweezies, pleasies, Peaties. Thanks, Peter. Thank you. I've got brand new 925, most gorgeous spaces for you now. I'm in love. Do you know what? You're not even getting the amount of shine off these, I don't think. Isn't this beautiful? 925 sterling silver. These are your stardust mirror speckled round beads. You have got 3 of the 10mm and 5 of the 7mm on these. They've almost got a druzy-like effect, don't they, on the diamond tip point? These remind me very much of Jean-Paul Gaultier from autumn winter, sorry. I don't know if you saw his line in Paris when he did his fashion show a month or so ago. He's going autumn winter, sorry, Jean-Paul Gaultier this year is massive on this kind of old age, new age punk. So you had a selection of models. You had a group of models who were all over 60, and a group of models who were all under 6. And those were the models for the show. So you had these amazing models with grey mohawks, just covered in all this really new age, but kind of old punk silver metallics. And this just shouts that to me. Have a little look online. You'll see exactly what I mean. Now, sometimes on Designer Inspiration, I have been bringing to you something a little bit special on new pieces, haven't I? Sometimes I am able to barter and get for you a designer first price, a premier price. That means that the price I bring you now as your first time to buy, it's not going to be $13.90. That would be the price that you would be paying for these in the future. That will be your price. But I'm going to do you an introductory price because I don't want you to look at these and think, do you know what? They are so autumn winter. I absolutely love them, but I better wait till they're in the sale. First time price, £9.95 for you today. When you buy these in the future, they'll be $13.90 and you're going to get them today for just £9.95. Treat yourself to them today. Brand spanking new. They're seductively sparkly. Web bidders, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. I do thoroughly appreciate it. And these are a real charmer. $9.95. 3 of the 10mm, 5 of the 7. Gemstones now. These are really fun. Black and green together, I think, well, black with anything really, it's kind of a basis colour, isn't it? But I do like black and green together. I think it gives you quite an ornate look, doesn't it? 2 for Tuesdays. Onyx. 380 carats in total. On the black onyx, you've got 300 carats, and these are 12mm rounds, and it's a 30cm strand. 80 carats of the green onyx, and these are your flat drops. Just look. Got this almost milky luster to them. 8 to 11mm, these ones are. 20cm strand. IAGC 63, 380 in total the price. If you went on the website now, £17.90. However, 2 for Tuesdays, we're going to give you a lower discounted price. We're going to less than 15. It's going to be £14.90 for you to get your hands on this today. It's a cracking way to get your gemstones. If you're bulk buying like this, getting yourself 2 at a time, you can get ones that you've maybe wanted for a while, and then maybe even try out something you'd not thought of before. Maybe give something a bit of a go, because you're getting a discounted price, but you can maybe step out of your comfort zone. £14.90. Get them in 2s, you're going to be saving money. Speaking of bulk buying, we've got some findings for you now. $9.25. We're going to sell you 2 bags of these for a cracking deal. You're going to get the 2 organza bags themselves. You've got 1 pack is your gold colour and 1 pack is your rose gold colour. Both $9.25. So we've got in here everything you can see on screen, including 10 crimp beads, 10 of your crimp covers, 10 of your crimps in the large size, 15 of the head pins. You've got 15 of the larger head pins with the 40mm tail. You're going to be getting a section of this heart-shaped chain. You've got in there shepherd's hooks. You've got in there your, what else, jump rings, your lobster claw clasps, your toggle clasps as well in there. And these are in the 2 different colours. This is your heart. This is your heart chain. I'll show you the difference in the heart chain, well, the colours of them as well. So this is your normal gold. And then this is your rose gold that's at the top. How do you feel about buy one, get one half price? I can do that for you if you want. Your price today, £29.90. Buy one pack for £14.95. Get the other pack for half price, £22.42 for you on all of these today. They're high shine, they're luxury, and they're yours at bargain basement price. £22.42. How do you find that 925 goes down on your store, Sammi?
It's the most popular thing by far. It really is. It's people are looking for that quality, and if you're using a genuine silver findings, especially and the plated, the rose gold plated silver, you'll find that it just adds an extra dimension of value and quality to your work, and it's really worth doing. And those heart-shaped chains are just divine. They are just edible, aren't they?
Yeah, I love
I mean, you could just wouldn't want to do much more than just have those on display with a tiny little drop or something. Really lovely.
I love that. Sammi, actually, whilst you're there, I've got a question for you, if that's okay.
Okay.
It is from Lynn. It says, hello, lovely ladies. Great show, as always. Lynn, would you please ask Sammi if 0.6 wire would work for those fab S-shaped earrings? I am always inspired by Sammi's designs. Thanks to all who work at JM Towers. Hugs to all, Lynn. Lynn, what a lovely message. Thank you very much. We do appreciate your feedback. How lovely. Good question as well, actually.
I would think it would probably be a little bit too thin, just because it would bend if you caught it. You could always, if 0.6 is what you have, you'd always twist them together using the twister tool.
Yeah, then it's going to double up the thickness.
Yeah, it would double up the thickness. You could always try that. I'd go 0.8 minimum, really, on them. If you're using 0.8, perhaps give it a little bit of a hammer as well to work hard knit. Give it a try with 0.6, but I think it's just going to be that little bit too soft.
And what about for the wrap? You know, where you use the 0.4, what about that?
For the wrapping, if you're wrapping with a 0.6, you could probably do it. I don't know if it would fit through the pyrite. It'd be worth a go. But I wouldn't wrap anything less than a 1 mil with a 0.6. The general rule of thumb is if you're wrapping something, use a gauge of wire that is 2 less than the one you're using as your bearer wire, because otherwise it distorts. It's not you don't get such an even wrap. So yeah.
I see. These are the earrings we're talking about, just in case you missed it. We used a 1 mil for the base and a 0.4 for the wrap. Thank you very much, Sammi. Do send in any questions, and don't forget, chance to win a bead scoop. If you've got any April scoop pranks. My mouth's having an April Fool today. Text us in JM Studio 60777. Rio quartz I've got in this. I don't think I've ever seen a bundle of Rio quartz before. Have a little look. Agate and Rio quartz slabs. Now you've got the Rio quartz, 100 carats worth of that, graduated plain slabs, and these are it's an 18 centimetre strand. You've also got 95 carats worth of the multicoloured agate in these plain slabs, and these ones are sized all the way to 33 by 4 mil. Now the Rio quartz, if you haven't had it before, haven't got your hands on it, it is otherwise known as bicoloured quartz sometimes. It's called Rio quartz, the main name, because of its location. It's from Brazil. I don't know why I put on that accent, but anyway, not the point. 2 for Tuesdays, you get to work with these really interesting shapes at a really wonderful price. £18.90 is your should-be price, but 2 for Tuesdays, we're going to give you some really low price deals. Because you're getting them together, we can do you a little cheeky section of deals on them. So that's what we're going to do. £18.90 should be your price. How do you feel about, you buy the Rio quartz, which is of course is 100 carats, and the agate. Now this agate strand on our website currently is £6.95. How about you buy one, you get one free? How do you feel about that? Your price today is going to be £11.95 for you. Get your agate for nothing now. Zero. Nada. Another word for nothing? Zilch. Zilch. Good one. Zilch. Get it for free, essentially. £11.95. You buy this, you get this for nothing. For nothing. Reg C86 is your code for this. 2 for Tuesdays, we are giving you discount prices for double fun. Oh, hello, my friend. Fire opal. Goodness, this is hot. This is hot. This is spicy. This is fiery. Brand new. Oh, remix myself then. Brand new. Brand new. You have got 140 carats worth of your brand new fire opal. 70 carats on each strand, which of course is 140 in total. I really love the amount of depth and passion and hot, spicy tones running through here. This is your medium nuggets. They're from around 6x1 all the way to 11x4, both 18 centimetre strands. Could you imagine maybe working with these with that Morganite you had earlier on, with the same shapes with the rough nuggets as well? And that would be a really nice idea. What about, actually, because I love orange with silver, we're going to have a little look at how to create this later with your flat, your square wire. But what about adding these in somehow? Maybe just incorporating it into this cross section on the front. I think that'd be fab, because orange and silver, I'm sure you'll agree, they just pop against each other. They work so well. BZGC89, 2 brand new strands. We're going to do you a 2 for Tuesday deal. They're just £12.25 for you. Every single penny we could squeeze off there we have. This is fun, hot, fiery. If you are going to be doing perhaps some festival pieces, perhaps you're going to get on board and go along and do craft stalls in, you know, fields somewhere with music festivals or whatever. There's so many different types of festivals, isn't there? I think this is one that will really catch people's eye. And the price is eye-catching, isn't it? £12.25, 2 for Tuesday, brand new fire opal. How about some more 925? What do you think? Let's get some more brand news. If you liked the 925 beads that I brought you earlier on, I think it's a good idea and a safe bet that you'll enjoy these ones as well. Take a look. You've got your large sizes. Come here, you. You've got your large 925. You've got 3 of these. These are 10mm. And you've got the smaller ones, which are 6.5. So you'll see that these ones have got the drill cuts in there, haven't they? They've got the silver drill cuts in there. But have a little look at this one, because the smaller ones are a completely different effect. Actually, relatively hard to pick up. not as in my tweezers, although that too is tricky, to pick up the detail on these. It is brushed in a sort of a helter-skelter effect, essentially. It almost gives like a holographic effect to these.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you like?
Yeah, it's all about attention to detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, add attention to detail to little things, and that's just beautiful. The amount of work that's gone into those.
To create them. It's crazy, isn't
beautiful.
it? Do you know what as well, with sterling silver sometimes, especially if it's kind of got the faceted effect to it, it's really high shine, it can be quite off-putting to some people, can't it? But I could see everyone wearing this one because it's just a subtle nod of silver. It's honestly though,
it's gorgeously delicate, isn't it?
I don't know, can you see on this? Look at the flashes across there. It's almost chatoyant, isn't it? It does actually. Do you know what it reminds me of? You know those globes, those clear globes? Does anyone know where I'm going? Thank you, Ryan, I'm so glad. Yeah, one of those globes that you go when you go to like a science museum and you put your fingers on it, goes zzz,
yes.
Static balls. That is exactly it. That's what it looks like. It's really fun. Anyway, enough about static balls. 925. You've got your 10mm, 3 of these, and you've got 5 of the 6.5mm. It's a 2 for Tuesday price slash. It's not £13.90. It's going to be just price match, £9.95 for you. WNGC72 is your deal on 2 for Tuesday today. Get them while you can to really appreciate these. How do you feel about possibly the most elegant and most timeless of all pieces for your star buy? These are so cute. These are so tiny. These are tiny, tiny, tiny delicate. I've twisted them together. I just want you to have a little look. Double trouble. Lilac pearls and your peach pearls. Aren't they super subtle? These are so usable. Lengthy strands again. You've got this really delicate lilac tone and you've got this beautiful peach. They work so well together. They always got a bit of a coral feel to them, which I know sounds unusual, but the tone, and when they are twisted together, they have this quite nice organic feel to them, don't they? These, if you are a bit of a messy wire worker, these are going to be a bit of a lifesaver. I use little beads like this all the time to hide up kinks or crosses or bits where you think, how is that wire ended up there? Or when you add one of these as well. What would you think of doing with these? Here's me with my way to hide things. Let's ask a professional, shall we?
I'd just highlight them like that with a twist. A twisted pearl bracelet looks beautiful. Just sometimes brides don't necessarily want anything around their neck because they might have a very decorated neckline on the dress. So I find that often I'll be asked for beautiful bracelet pieces. Beautiful pieces, so that nothing detracts from the face or the detailing on the necklace, the bodice, but you sparkle on the wrist as you go down, and the glow on those pearls is perfect for that. If you've got the twist like you've done there, basically, I'd have a rope, twisted rope pearl bracelet, and trying to say it the right way, probably a 3 or 4 twists with, you know, doubled up. 3 or 4 strands is what I'm going for there, and it just looks amazing. But that's just blown the lot in one thing though. But I just think they're so beautiful.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I really do. And did you have a look? I told you last night to have a little nosy on our on Laura Binding's page, didn't I? Because she put that picture up on Wednesday. If you didn't, go and have a little look now. JM guest designer at Laura Binding, because we've sent a picture in there with a little bit of a hint as to what we're going to be doing on Friday. Some suggestions have been things like, it's too early for Halloween, isn't it? Have you seen that? Someone commented, it's too early for Halloween. I think that's regarding your face, to be honest, Pip. There's some peculiar messages on there. Some of you are right, some of you not so right. Someone mentioned some sort of bag as well around your face. Some sort of sick bag that it might have been as well. We're not doing anything to do with that. But these definitely will work beautifully with a lot of the pieces and of the theme in which we are doing on Friday. Double trouble pearls. You're gonna have to be quick, you 20 people on the web bids. You have to be quick. Fastest fingers first. 2 strands today for bang on the nose, £10. You are there. You are absolutely there. Thank you very much to all those people who've already got your hands on these. Do enjoy them. Get them home. How unusual to be able to own pearls of such a beautiful, dainty and delicate size. Isn't that special? £5 per strand, 4 pearls. It's something just extraordinary. Karen, Leslie, Judy, Janet, Mary, Francis, Josephine, Margaret. Lots of you purchasing things. Oh, who's from Cumbria? Josephine in Cumbria. Hi, I'm a Cumbrian girl as well. Went to school in Cumbria. Many years. £10 is your price on these 2 strands for you today. Hey, a couple of you buying 2 of these. Good purchase. Good purchase. Lilac and peach colours. They're so pretty. £10. Great for bridal, as we said. Great for any, maybe proms, if you've got proms coming up. Great for giving us favours. Director Ben, great as an anklet. I see, you strike me as an anklet kind of man, to be honest, Ben. Do you have an anklet? I am, don't you know? £10 for these 2 strands. There's loads of you. What I would say is, A, double buys galore. B, please check out your baskets if you're online. I don't like having to tell you because you know already. But it's £2.95. I have to tell you, I get told to do. £10 for these 2 strands. £2.95 until midnight tonight. Treat yourself to these ones. And you know what, actually, we've got these busts coming up in a little bit. Let's give an idea. What about, hang on, let's do one as a slightly lower drop, shall we? How do we feel? Something like this. I feel positive about this. Isn't that stunning? Oh. You've got these busts coming up as well. I've got the black velvet one and then this white leatherette one. This just goes, hey, do you know what these would be quite handy for actually, these busts? If you're having one of them days where you think, oh, I know I really want to wear that nice piece of jewellery I've got, but what dress do I wear? Do I go for a black or a white? No need to change, just take them up, have a go. These busts are coming up for you in a little bit. Get your hands on your last 2 or 3 or 4 of these beautiful pearls. Just a handful of these left. Do check out your baskets. Hello, new telephone bidders. If you are new today, do not worry. My last half hour, I've got a whole section dedicated to you. New tools in there as well. Well, tools I've not seen before. How exciting. Tools are officially cools. 2 strands of pearls, £10 for you. Now after the break, I have got for you some more design inspiration. Sammi, what are we going to be looking at?
We're going to be looking at the square wire. We're going to be looking at how to start off making that bracelet. Anyway, we're going to be looking at that. And we also have lots of rings as well.
Lots and lots of rings. So this bracelet and some rings will be coming up after the break.
Get involved with Jewellery Maker by sending the studio a message during our live hours. You can send a text to 60777 and start your message with JM Studio, or alternatively, go to our website and click on Watch the Live Show, simply type your message into the box and press send. Make sure you stay tuned in case your message is read out. Get interactive with Jewellery Maker.
Jewellery Maker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, Jewellery Maker are never far away. Add a mystery gift to your order today and you'll receive a surprise full of fantastic treats and goodies with a huge saving guaranteed. Check out our online reviews from Jewellery Maker customers who have previously purchased one of these mystery gifts. Go on, treat yourself with a little gift. Jewellery Maker have an extensive range of DVDs for all abilities. Each of our mediums has an introductory DVD to help you get started. If you're already an experienced jewellery maker, we have a collection of projects and more advanced DVDs to take your designs to the next level. We are always filming new DVDs with our specialist guest designers, so visit our website for more information.
Everyone, welcome back to Designer Inspiration. Cheers very much for joining me today. My name is Becky and in mere moments we are going to be popping over to the lovely Sammi. Sammi, give us a little bit of an idea as to what we're going to be creating now.
Well, I'm going to show you initially how to use the square wire and how to start making that bracelet. And we'll be creating some rings a bit later on, so yes.
Fab, I love. So I'm going to be bringing you this square wire indeed. 10 meters of each. This is your square wire. It comes in the 10 meter packs. We've not had this very long at all. When we launched this for you, we had loads of people asking to get in touch, asking how they use it, what pieces they can make with it. We are going to be doing our designer inspiration section on this now, and you will get shown how to start off some pieces, including this lovely bracelet done with the square wire, and so much more. You've got in here different mils of your wire. So you've got your 1.25, no, sorry. Right, so you haven't got 10 meters of each, have you? No, no, no. Listen, let's let's just edit that bit out. We'll start again. Welcome back to Designer Inspiration. You are joined with me, Becky, and today I have got varying lengths of the square wire for you. You have got 1.25 metres worth of the 0.2 mil. You've also got 2 metres of the 0.81 mil, and you've got 3.5 metres of the 0.64 mil on these today. So in foot you'll be able to see it's on the bottom actually. So of the 125 it's the 4.1, 2 is the 6.5, etc, etc. So you have got American sizes, which is why the sizes sound a little bit confusing, but get them home, have a play, have a feel, you'll understand. You can find conversions online as well if you type it into your search engine. But we'll be talking through exactly what these are like to work with Sammi in a moment. So 3 sections of these wire. Your price, it's not £14.85. We're doing it today for just £12.95. We're going to show you exactly how to work with this, exactly how to use it. Let's have a little look at the black bit as well. So many beautiful, intricate pieces, and honestly, what I would say is when this has been twisted, we'll have a look on the talk in a moment, it gives an unrivaled effect. It truly does. FQGC97. Also, I've got a tool coming up for you in a bit to do with this as well. This is going to be coming up with you later on. I don't know if you've seen this before. Relatively new pliers. These will be coming up for you in a little bit. £12.95 is your price on the 3 different variations of your square wire today. And we're going to have a little look at exactly what to make with them.
Could you bring me that wire over?
Yeah, I'll bring you this wire.
You.
No problem at all.
So you
loads of you on the phone. I'm bringing me brew. Wet my whistle. They are.
There we go. For that bracelet, I used what's labelled 20 gauge. It's all got on the top of each packet. It's got what gauge it is. But if you look at the back, it also says that that's 0.8.
Fab.
On there. So if you're not quite sure, just flip it over and look at the back. I always get confused, so I'm constantly looking at the back.
In the top corner.
It is just there. So that keeps it handy because I don't know my American sizes from my. Do you know what? I can't even open that. I promise you I did open it at home because I made the bracelet.
You've got this bracelet as well with the square wire. You'll see.
The ring.
We've managed to create this beautiful necklace. I think this is stunning. Can you see the torque on this? The torque itself, if you have a look, it is intricately twist. Have a really good look. It almost looks like one piece of wire. It almost looks like it just melded that way. But this is with the square wire. And again, giving it a really great eye-catching finish, the square wire, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look, like you say, it makes it look a bit machine turned. It's just using the beadle-on tool, almost like a diamond curved chain. You can just get away, and it does give it like the faceted look, so it catches the light really nicely as well. So it's just an extra dimension to it, and I think for people that can be a bit intimidated by wire, I think square wire is quite a nice way for them to have a go.
Yeah, to have a little play at something different.
You do get some quite striking looks in quite a simple way, if you like.
Love. Yeah. Fab. So where are we?
That ring as well on the end.
Yeah. Can I put this on? Because you just need the full effect of this. It's stunning. This is with square wire.
And you can see, because square wire is that bit firmer, it's easier to get a really dramatic structural statement ring like that. You've got the flow So you've got the circles, but then you've got the squareness of the wire as well, which just gives it that extra dimension. So
it is really special.
And you have the sparkles from the rose quartz as well as the sparkles from the facets of the wire.
I'll be bringing you the gemstones later.
I'm going to stand up and look at this bit.
Right, do you want to switch this?
That's okay, thank you.
Oh, nice.
Look, I'm shorter when I stand up. It's quite sad, really.
No. Good things come in small packages, Sammi. That's what I tell myself for a day.
It's cool. Poison comes in small doses.
I love. That's a good one.
Only when you get me angry. But there you go. We're just going to cut we're going to cut 5 lengths of the wire. Now, normally to make that one, what I did was I took a very long piece. I took about 60 centimetres of it, and I did it with the wire twister tool. But I didn't actually pre-prepare any to come here because I used all of the 0.8 to make that bracelet. So you're just going to have to imagine. So I'm going to cut 3 exactly the same length, like this, and then you have to straighten them, which you can do quite by hand because it is much more rigid. So you can straighten them by hand or use your nylon pliers. I recommend nylon pliers if you've got them. The 2 outer bits will be slightly longer. You have to bear with me. They'll be slightly longer because you've got to add for the fact they're going to cross over. It's better to have too much than too little anyway.
Definitely.
So we're going to cut those, and then we're going to try and straighten them up. So first I'm just going to kind of bend them with my fingers to try and straighten them, warm them up a bit. It's nice because in the studio it is roasting, isn't it? It's really hot. So the wire is nice and warm, which does help. And the reason you want them straight is obviously because they're going to butt up against each other nicely. So I have nylon pliers. I've got my old chewed ones because I couldn't find my JM ones, and I need to buy some more. Desperately need to buy some more, as I have completely trashed these ones. It's what you get when you don't buy quality. Look. There you go. So when you got them as straight as you can, it does take do take your time at home to do it. We're going to put the 2 longer ones to either side of the ones in the middle. Okay, and you do actually want them. This is going to be the bit that takes the longest time, is getting my glasses to stay on my nose, which I wish they would, and getting this straight. If you've got any tips on how to get your glasses to stay on your nose without using blue tack, can you let me know, please? This is not a good look. So yeah, spectators, what, 30 minutes of watching me trying to straighten wire?
No. Well, whilst you're straightening wire, if we got any messages in, April Fool, do not forget, April Fool's Day, we are doing you a win a bead scoop. If you have played any pranks in the past or had any pranks played on you, we're going to find one that really makes us chuckle, like proper belly laugh. And then you will have the chance of winning a bead scoop. And the bead scoop today, there's some lovely sizable pieces in there as well as a little mixture of some, oh Ryan, you're a love, cheers. Loads and loads of goodies in here. I've got some howlite, I've got some quartz. What the heck is that? That is beautiful. What a nightmare. The one I want to see is at the bottom of the bag. So of course I am going to get them out because my name is Becky and this is what I do. I'm gonna have to get some out. Look, these are what you're gonna be getting if you win. Oh. Just as Kath hands me a bird. Look. Hey, I've had one in. Hi guys, Sammi, you're amazing. I adore Steampunk. Your ideas rock. My April Fool prank was by my 8-year-old. He decided, with some help from my boyfriend, to put onion juice, toothpaste, and coffee in the shower head for me to go into. Didn't realise till I got in and the gunky substance all over my hair. Toothpaste, onions, and coffee. I bet your hair smell delicious all day. Thank you for sending that in. Look at some of the things. You might have a chance of winning this today. Look at all these goodies.
Wow.
Isn't that a fun one? I love that. And then look, huge, loads, pyrite, some howlite as well. Look at this, isn't that gorgeous? Got internal druzy with this one.
I love bead scoops.
Look, I love.
They really challenge your creativity because you get so many things to inspire you.
So many goodies. Oh, I could have a good time looking at all of these. Yeah. Got some gorgeous coral. Are they straightened out yet?
Well, I think they're probably as straight as I'm going to get when I'm stressing and faffing in the studio. You know how it is.
You know how it is.
You know how it is. And to be honest, once you've got them wrapped together, they do sort of straighten a bit anyway.
Fab.
Look at that. Oh, look at that glowy one. That's beautiful. Oh, look at that, and I just see loads of rings and things.
Yeah, wow. Loads of goodies in here. Do not worry, I will put them all back in the bag. So we straightened out our wires.
We have, and now we're going to take the 22 gauge, which is the 0.65 of the half round wire.
I've got the half round coming up for you in a moment.
Because this is the one you use for wrapping. So we're going to cut off. I always cut off lengths. They're about, I don't know how long that is, but about that long.
Approximately 15 centimetres.
There you go. She's good. She's good. I'm not very good with those. And then you're going to take the pliers, which are coming up later, and you lie. What you do with these is you lie the half round wire across the edge of the plier, and then you just shut it like that.
So it gives it a perfect angle.
It does. And you can see on the front of the wire, on the front of it, I don't know if you can quite see, it says 20 and 21 gauge, so you can, you pick the gauge of wire you have. Obviously we've got the 22, so I've gone for the 21, but that works perfectly.
Fab. We're going to bring you all these tools later as well.
So then that really does, I mean, you don't need to use that. You can use your thumbnail, or you can use your flat nose pliers and then turn it, but honestly it makes it a lot easier if you've got them.
Okay.
So now you're going to keep the two longer ones at the edge. You've got my other thing in my hand. I'm going to hold my thumbnail, the thumb at the end, to leave a bit of a gap, and then we've got a gap. I just literally hook that around. You can see I'm just hooking that around there, and I will then slip my bottom finger underneath to hold it in place, and then just bring that around firmly to wrap it. Okay. Holding it, trying to keep the tension while you're doing it, and then once you've got, keeping hold of the tail, and once you've got it in place, you can just then wrap that around like so. And you might find the second one is a little bit firmer, in which case all you do then is to take the tail of the first one and pull it tight like that, and then you've evened up the wrap. And when I've gone round 3 times, so what I'll do then is I'll take my nylon pliers. You can use your flat nose pliers if you want, be careful not to mark, and I'll squidge. And you can see, did you hear the click?
Yeah,
that was my wrist.
Oh, I thought it was the wire. Oh no, yeah, that's secure. That's
so secure that my wrist clicked. But there you go, and it does, and you can see as it goes. That's the vibro.
I know. Ben's like that in my ear. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yes, not particularly nice, but there you go. So what you do to make the end in which I have slipped the jump rings through. You can see this to make the section. So obviously when you've crimped it down, you'll trim off this little tail about halfway down.
Yeah.
And then again squidge it, hopefully without making any extra noises this time. There you go. And then squidge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the outer two up a little bit like that. And the thing is, this wire is so rigid, it's really good for holding shape. So I've bent that up, and then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, and then I'm just going to nip the ends over. Well, actually I'm going to trim these down first a little bit.
If you do need snips or pliers, I've got those all coming up for you in my final half hour. Lots of tools, etc. Just don't worry, they ping, it's fine.
I'm sorry. It's a good job there was nobody stood over there, because I've literally just pinged it off at 90 miles an hour that direction. So we're just going to take each one of these little pieces in the middle. Oh, there's going 2 at once. There we go. And we're just going to bend them over, and then you squeeze them really tightly down. It's holding it in place so it doesn't turn. It's a little bit fiddly. You'll have time to do a really good job of it at home. So my finish is not necessarily going to be the best while I'm here, but I'm going to try my hardest. And then what you do is you bring the 2 outer ones, your round nose, oh those are funky, and you just bend them round like so, and then I'll make, with my chain nose, I'll kind of do a little twist and flatten it. So you see, I'll show you when I've done the one. So now I've flattened it with a little loop, and then you can push the 2 middle ones down, because they will still move in there, and pull that one up a little bit. No, that's the 3rd one, isn't it? Pull that one up a little bit. And that you have the room for the jump ring to go through. And then I'll do the same with the other side. And we do this first because we're then going to wrap the other, wrap it more securely. You watch me make a pig's ear of this now. Nothing ever goes quite as you wish, does it? There you go.
It'd be boring if it did that.
It would, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
It would. You wouldn't end up with surprise twins if that had happened, would you?
Yes, surprise twin
Surprise
boys.
twin
That was
boys.
her final, because she's got 6 children. Her last child was 2 children.
Was 2.
Little present. Speaking of gifts, if you, 20 people with this in your baskets, with the wire in your baskets, are planning to gift yourself, you're going to have to be quick, because there's about 20 of you on there. I've already sold over 100 and something. We're officially in limited stock. Fastest finger first, genuinely. There's about 20 of you on there, but I've got maybe 1 or 2 more, and there is a bit of a queue on the phone. It's totally worth waiting. Check out as much as you want. You know all of this. $2.95 until midnight. Treat yourself.
It's well worth doing because it's quite easy to use. I know I'm looking a little bit fiddly at the moment, but it's so easy to use. Well, once you've got those 2 ends down flat like that, we're then just going to, you see we've still got the tail from where we were wrapping before. We're going to wrap round another few times, but taking it over the top of those flat bits that you have just pushed up against the thing. So we're just pushing it, pulling it around. This time you want to be quite firm when you're pulling. And also when you've wrapped it, pushing it up tight to each other there. Pull it really tight round, and then take your pliers and squidge like that. And there we go. And again, make sure your loops are both even and sticking out the same amount on the sides. So you can take the time to do that as well, and then you're left with it looking already it's flat. Obviously when if you're doing that bracelet, what you would have with the outer 2 are going to be the ones that you've twisted using your wire twister tool.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so in order to create the crossover thing in the middle, the crossover detail that I have done on the bracelet with the twisted wire, which gives that beautiful little almost filigree effect, doesn't it? So just about halfway along the length of the wire, literally with your thumb, just hold your thumb there and bend it across. As simple as that. The top one down to the top, bottom, and the bottom one down to up to the top. I'll get it right in a minute.
Yeah.
And then you flatten them all out again, because you've got the tension there. And this is where, because I didn't quite get the edges straight, but they're all flattened together. There we go. And you just take the time to get them all flat together like that, and just mess about until you've got it where you want it.
Okay.
It might take a little bit of fiddling. It probably will, but you'll have the time to do it, won't you?
Yes, you've got time to have a play
You've got time to have a good play and decide. I mean, you could do as many of those shapes as you wanted, really, when you've got used to it. But you see, for somebody starting out with square wire, that's not too difficult a thing. to do. So now we're going to, at the other end, it'll be the same process as we did before, just wrapping.
To give it the other side.
To give it the other side, we'll wrap it 5 times.
Now, if you do want to get your hands on the half round wire, I'm going to bring it to you in a little bit. But before that, I'm going to bring you the tool that we've used for the square wire. So talk us through this. We've seen you use it.
Right.
It's really easy to use. It essentially gives you just a perfect bend, doesn't it?
It does. It essentially just stops you, it makes your wrapping life a lot easier, because
Very
you
good.
have that, it creates that perfect bend that butts up against the square wire, so you can just pull it nice and tight and then grip it and wrap. It is possible to do it without it, but it is fiddly. So I love it, I have to say. I was playing with it. I really like it because it has actually, I've used square wire before, but this does make things an awful lot easier. It really does.
Because I suppose, unlike with round wire, if it's ever so slightly twisting in itself, it doesn't matter because it's round, you can't see.
Yeah, you can't see.
But with square wire, you most certainly can.
Yeah, so anything that adds to the ease of your job, in my mind, is a good thing. Because, well, especially for me, because it is a job, so it just takes the pain out of it.
Yeah. You can get your hands on this tool today. Your price for this, for the square wire pliers, is just £15.95. If you haven't had to go with it before, maybe you got the square wire the first time around and you thought, oh, I won't need that, and you've been trying and it's not been sitting straight, it's been going a little bit wrong. Get this today and see how much easier it makes life. £15.95 for you.
It's just a simple idea for a tool, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's
often that's
what makes it work,
yeah,
isn't it?
that's what makes it the best.
I've got the half round coming up for you in mere moments.
Yeah, the half round is so useful. I mean, obviously it's what you wrap the square with.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to just hold those two, go around 3 times again on that side. So I've done a bit of fiddling about and I've managed to get it the same. And I'll just squidge that either side as well as squidging on the... Lots of squidging involved.
Love the
Square wire.
squish.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. So you can see I actually left these bits far too long, but it doesn't actually matter too much. So I'll bend them up. And you can take the time to put the bend in the middle and everything at home. And we'll do the same thing again at the end with these. In fact, I'll bend them the other way because I want to bend these up. I'm going to have to take this coat off in a minute, I'm telling you.
Yeah, do feel free in a bit. Do feel free.
I'm dripping. I'm sure that's really nice and everybody wanted to know that. But the other beautiful thing about square wire is it does ping everywhere when you cut it. So if you like things that ping, then get yourself some square wire. Sorry.
What? What are you sorry for?
I just had a Monty Python machines that go ping moment going through my head.
I'm going to bring to you now, because we've been working with it just at this point, the half round wire for you. Do not worry, we have still got some of the pliers. We'll probably put those on the bottom of your screen in a moment, but I'll bring to you now the half round wire. Of this, you have got a metre of your 0.5. You've got your 0.4 and your, what's this one?
0.6.
0.6.
And the 1
so
metre.
0.6, 0.8 and 1 mil. 2 metres of the 1 mil, 3 metres of your 8 and 5 metres of your 0.6. So essentially, the higher the gauge, the slightly lesser the size. Price for your half round, £14.85 is the should be price. But because it's the first time we're doing designer inspiration with it, we want to give you a discount. It's not £14.85. do not panic. We're going to price match, £12.95. We've got to go out to go back in sometimes with these crazy graphics. But this will be on for you today at £12.95. There it is, £12.95. So 2 meters of your 1 mil, 3 meters of your 0.8 and 5 meters of your 0.6 on these today.
And the square wire is a little bit different in that you don't need, with a half round, you don't need to wrap it with necessarily a smaller gauge, because you will find that while this square wire, let me show you, this square wire here is really strong.
Yeah.
Very, you know, it holds a shape really, really well. Yet this is just so flimsy. It's supposed to be, don't say flimsy, it's because it squashes down to, but you can just see the difference structurally, the half round. So it means that visually you could wrap something with the same size as the wire you're using within the structure.
I see.
So it allows you to go a lot, you know, when you're doing maybe a ring and you want to have to wrap the whole shank, because people will, and Nicola Beer put one on Jewellery Maker's page earlier in the week, last week when they did the launch, and it shows how she's wrapped the whole shank of the ring with the half round wire, and she's used the same gauge for both, and it just has such a good effect because it's almost an optical illusion. Really, really good. So I would definitely say give it a go, have a good play with it. It's really, you can make some amazingly beautiful structural pieces, and like that bracelet there, you can just make some really delicate looking things as well.
There is
and
a
the
complete
ring
mix. The ring.
Yeah, I love the ring.
ring.
I love the ring. But yes, there's a mixture of both. And then if you have to trim anything at the back, obviously the same thing goes as usual. I'm going to get all my pliers out of the way. You trim it and you flatten it down so there are no extra edges. But also you're going to have little bits of square wire poking out the bottom of your wrap. So you would take these cutters are brilliant for it. You go right up as close as you can and you ping it at the cameraman. That's what you do.
Ryan loves it.
He does, loves a bit of it. There we go. Ping it off and flatten it down. And then you can take your chain nose pliers as well and just squidge. It's very difficult for you, won't be able to see, but you just squidge and squidge and squidge so that you don't have anything sticking up at all. Okay. So when you rub it over, it does it perfectly. There we go. And it's important that when you do that, that you make sure that your wrap at the front hasn't become distorted.
So just keep checking.
It's just keep checking and keep trying, and you'll get there. And that is just repeated in smaller. Well, I did the one that the front's crossed over, and then I did 2 smaller sections without a crossover.
So you can see with the cross in the middle one, but then as I turn it, these are your 2 side panels that are the same. And very simply, we've just left those.
I just didn't cross over on those. And I literally just put a jump ring through the loops made to join it all together.
Now I've just brought you the half round wire, so now I will bring you the tool for this. So talk to me about the difference between these ones and the square.
They're 2 different gauges. So you've got, this is for the 22 and the 24 gauge.
This is
and
higher.
The other one's for the 20 and the 21 gauge. And that's the difference. It's basically for using with different size wires.
Yeah.
Because obviously if you try to put a thicker wire through that, it's going to mark it when you make your loop. So like I showed you though, you can use the other one with the 22 gauge and it works. I only got sent the other one, you see. But this one would obviously be better, and then you could go for the smaller gauge as well with that one.
I see.
But if you were to try and do a 20 gauge wire in the 22 one, you would leave a mark.
Yes, I see.
On the wire because it's because
it goes further down.
If you actually look at the end, the thing is, if you look at here, this is what is the difference between them. It's the gap in between the the metal, here we go, and the end of the tool, and that's what makes the thing. So that's what makes the bend.
Doesn't he look like a little robot?
It does.
How cute is that?
So yeah, so that one is for the 2 smaller gauges. This is for the 2 bigger gauges.
Fab.
That's the difference.
So get your hands on this one today. It's your half round wire, but you can use it for the others as well. Your price? $15.95 for you on this today. Get your hands on them. These are your banding pliers.
They're really good.
Thank you very much for showing us how to create that, Sammi. Can I have, we're going to come back to you in a little bit. Tell us what to look for in 30-ish, well, 24 minutes.
In 24 minutes, it's something for people, rather than, I started with a very technical piece, then I've gone to a slightly less technical piece, but with a new wire. And for the last bit, it's something for those just starting out who just want to give wire a go, or maybe new to jewellery making and think, oh, well, it's just not for me. And I was like, no, I just want to show you how to make simple ring out of wire, and possibly
that's exactly what we're going to be doing.
So yeah.
So those will be coming up with you in a little bit. Thank you very much, Sammi. Sammi, how's your challenge going?
Oh yeah, fine. She said, oh yeah, forgot completely
forgot about
it.
that.
Yeah. I better get back on with that.
Casual little nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I have got, Ben has asked, can he have an engagement ring made for him, because on Facebook, as an April Fool's, he put that he was engaged, and apparently have had lots of people commenting, like, oh, congratulations! He says it's too late to back out now. Who are you marrying, Ben? His girlfriend. How does she feel about it? She hasn't seen it yet, so...
well, he's in trouble if he rescinds that. Never joke about that. Oh,
no,
my
because
word, you are
what
playing
if she's
with
like,
fire.
oh my goodness, he's going to propose! Calling all the friends and mum knows. Oh my god!
The next thing is going to be only joking.
You fool!
That's it. And you'll be packing your bags.
Yeah, and then see you later. So I have got for you in this section some really beautiful big statement pieces. So I said to you earlier on in the show that we were going to be talking about how to get people to notice your stand. We've already talked about costume, lovely Sammi has, but we're also going to bring you some big statement gemstones as well. So let me bring this sunstone to you. Have a look at this. Really eye-catching, this sunstone. 90 carats worth. Now, Sammi, when it comes to gemstones like sunstone, what do we think? Does it? Why do you like to put this to be eye-catching on your stand?
Well, that one I'd take the biggest one, and I would make a pendant out of the biggest one, and I would have it. I tend to have a bust on one. I've got shelving units on my stand, and I have a bust on one of the taller ones with something with an absolutely stunning stone in it. I currently use a ruby, but that would be perfect. That would be absolutely perfect. Because it's a talking point, something unusually cut, something with that's got such a beautiful glow to it, and then you can just, people go, oh, what's that stone? And then talk about that stone, get them involved in your passion for the stones, and involved in looking at all the different ones. You can say, well, I've got another one down here, and then draw their eye past other pieces, and then they kind of then end up looking at everything. So
because
once you've got them to come and to see you, then you've got them to come and see the stone, and then they're looking at everything you've got. And the basic battle is getting people to look. Once they look, they'll buy. When you've got a good quality item like that, they will take it home, because sunstone is something that's unusual. Not a lot of people have heard of it, amazingly.
No.
And it's so stunning.
It is really beautiful, and it's got this gorgeous, interesting and internal effect. Again, Mother Nature at her best, really, isn't it? 90 carats worth of sunstone. It's statement. It's great to get people over to your stall because it's just got this eye-catching internal adventure essence. Your price today, £14.95. You're getting so much on here as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 I've got on my strand. Of course it is done in carat weight, yours might be different. UGSF02, all beautiful sunstone for just £14.95 for you today. How about getting people to your stand for a colour pop? Definitely what you've got with this, isn't it? Definitely. These are your faceted ovals, and this is your multicoloured crackled agate. 140 carats worth. How do you find colour goes down on your store, Sammi?
It goes down really well. People like it. They do love colour. I like to have something in every colour if I possibly can, because people are always looking for something to go with that outfit or that dress. Or, but I also offer, that's a good strand for it actually, offer people the chance, like if you see something you like, but I haven't got the colour, I can make it in whatever colour you like. So they like that as well. So it's all about them choosing and stuff. Colouring, especially in summer when we're going through spring, coming towards summer, it's time to get your summer pieces together, and that's perfect with just a white dress.
Yeah.
Around your neck, something like that. It's really beachy. It's
really, really is. Let's give you a bit of a summertime price, shall we? It's £6.95 for you today. It's a really special deal. If you got the poppy agate before from the kit, this would go wonderfully with that, wouldn't it? £6.95 for you, 140 carats worth of your multicoloured crackled agate. Really beautiful brights in there, and total mixture of colour in this. Oh my days, really pretty. Stay there, you. Really pretty example. The busts are coming up for you in a little bit. Have a look at this gorgeous iolite for me. Oh, 160 carats worth for this. Iolite is such a beautiful gemstone, and you've got on these this elegant drop, which, let's have a look at it on the bust, shall we? I'll bring you the bust in a moment. But can you imagine just this on your stands? Obviously made into a necklace, but how beautiful, how eye-catching is that? That looks like a finished piece essentially, but it's just as it comes on the strand. 160 carats worth of your iolite in these plain drops. They're good sizing, really good, perfect for earrings 11 by 6, all the way to perfect for pendants 38 by 8. When this came to air the first time, and when we had it on our website for the first time, the price was £14.95. But we're giving you a treat on this because it's statement jewellery. It's not £14.95, it's going to be today for you £9.95. But that offer only until 9 o'clock, so get yourself on it now. 160 carats worth iolite plain drops for the size of these. Wow, isn't it? Isn't that whopping? If you were to sell just this one on, say, a chain, how much are you looking at for that, Sammi? Just this on a piece of chain?
Just that on a chain?
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you're going for a silver-plated chain or a sterling silver chain.
Let's just go normal. Let's just go normal chain.
Normal plated chain. I mean, you could sell that on just £12.
Yeah. So essentially, sell the middle one. You've got money making just all here. This is just your profit, essentially, all these gemstones here. £9.95 for you. You don't have to do a lot. QIRU13. Get yourself on the phone for these. How do you feel about me bringing the bust to you now? Let's do that, shall we? Let's bring to you first this beautiful white bust. Now, on your stand, of course you have busts. Do you have white? Do you have black? Do you have monochrome?
I have both. I have black and white.
Very good.
I have little white and little black ones, and I have big ones. I've got all different sizes. But what I have is I have shelving units with 3 shelves. They're fold down, and then I have the little ones in the shelving units.
Cute.
So it adds, that's a good way of adding height to your store. They're
Again,
perfect for
catching the
pendants, perfect for chokers, those little ones like that. Brilliant. And it's another way of getting your eye catching. Then on the top shelf I'll have the big ones with the eye catching, the big stones in.
The big stones.
And then it draws the eye down to everything else.
I love with the white that it's a beautiful basis for anything. Black and white, it's just fab, isn't it?
Yeah.
So say you're getting, you're working with a pink. Wow, that is popping, isn't it? That is so poppy. But at the same time, what if you're working with, let's say, what about that sunstone that you've all just got? Again, it just, because it's just such a clear surface, it looks professional. And I'm sure you're all going to agree with me now. Let me grab something. Okay, so you're coming to my stand. I've got this beautiful necklace just lay out on the desk, on my stand. No height around me, none of these, nothing. Just loads of necklaces laid up. It doesn't look that neat, that tidy, does it? This bend here looks like it's actually bent. That actually is the way it's meant to be, to make it rest nicely. But you've got to admit, it doesn't look that professional, does it? Literally, just by placing it on this bust, I think you'll all agree, it gives it a completely different appearance. If you walk into a shop, you know when you go into those shops and perhaps you've got the area that is, like in the shop in here at JM, you've got the glass cabinets on the base, don't you? And then on top of them you have these ring stands and you have busts and things there. Instantly, everyone always goes to the rings first, and it's not actually until you look down that you realise, oh, there's glass surface and there's some more in here. I think because it's got the height to it, and because it's such a proud standout piece, instantly it's going to get people onto your stand. Small necklace bust display, it's 22 by 18 centimetres. The price for this, it's just £7.95. The perceived value when it is put on a bust is going to go up anyway, isn't it? So the fact you're getting it, and it's going to last you and last you and last you, for £7.95 is something really special. Take advantage of the deal today to really, really appreciate it. Get it home and enjoy. £7.95 for you on this. I'm going to bring the black one to you in a little bit as well. Make sure you're checking out your baskets on this, please. We don't always have the busts in, so it's wonderful that I'm able to bring them to you today. Ooh, this is really an unusual gemstone strand. What an unusual cut. It's my favourite. It's my opal. But isn't this a seriously unusual shape and cut and facet?
Yep.
Brand new today. Now, how unusual for you to get your hands on this shape and this cut. These are your graduated faceted rectangles. What would you think of doing with these? Why do you think these would get people into your stall, and how would you use them, Sammi?
That screams ring to me.
Oh yeah,
because you have it glowing on your finger. Just look at that.
Glitz.
It's beautiful. And the thing about that is you could do it in bronze, you could do it in silver, you could do it in gold. It just, the colours, the beautiful blue was picked up by all of them. I think all the different colours would be really good. Yeah, definitely that would be ring. Mind you, I'm on a kind of ring mode at the moment. That's probably why I go through phases. It's all pendants and then it's all rings. It's never bracelets.
Is it not?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked that bracelet you
Apart
did
from
before.
that one there, yeah.
I love that bracelet.
Okay, maybe
100 carats worth. It is brand spanking new. It's wonderful, wonderful opal. 22 centimetre strands. Your price? £14.95 for you today. What a beautiful price for beautiful opal.
Yeah.
I love this blue too. Got a message from Donna. What's this about? April Fools. Hi, my fella sent me into the chemist for some glycerin for chocolate tort, but told me to ask for nitroglycerin, which I asked for. Oh no, Donna. Did they give you a little bit of a peculiar look? Did they start to maybe push a panic button underneath their desk? Oh, he's a cheeky beggar, that one. £14.95 for you. For a nitroglycerin for some taut. It would have been quite an explosive taut, wouldn't it? 100 carats worth of blue opal on it. Everybody's cracking themselves up. I love it. £14.95. It's a brand new strand. Get your hands on it whilst you can. If you like blue gemstones, I know a lot of you, it's a lot of people's favourites out there, isn't it? Blue and the blue gemstones. I've got some really statement ones here. These are sizable. This is 450 carats worth of your blue agate, and these are your irregular puffy ovals. 30 by 22 centimetres. Gorgeous clarity to these. Really exceptional. These are huge. 30 by 22 mil. Brand new strands. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 I've got on my strands. You'll get 450 carats worth. It's a brand new strand. How do you feel about a great starting price on this? This could be pendants, this could be rings, this could be just one in the centre of a bracelet. This price, surely, for 450 carats worth, surely we couldn't go less than a tenner. Yeah, we can. Okay, yeah, let's do it. It's brand new. Let's give you a cracking new price. £5.45. I know. What? Wow. Sammi just said.
When you think of that price per bead,
yeah,
that's just mad, because they're beautiful banded, huge pieces. I love those. They're amazing. You could just, like the pendant I just did, the steampunky style pendant with the curl. If you imagine a bit of silver curling around the edge of each one of those, like waves. You have it like waves coming up. If you bring up the edges of your wrap around it, it would look beautiful.
That sounds really cute. Yeah. That's a really nice idea. £5.45. There's plenty of you on the phones for this. Do check it out. It's brand new, but it might not be sticking around for long. It's about 20 of you on the phone. Plenty of you already got it home. Well, not home. That'd be magic, wouldn't it? Already got it in your basket. Already checked it out. £5.45. How about teaming this with your chrysoprase? Because the colours just go beautifully. This is springtime, isn't it?
That says ocean to me. That says ocean to me.
You're right, definitely ocean. I'll bring you this chrysoprase now. These are your faceted rondelles. I've got a cracking quantity of this, so I'm going to give you a really good price. These are 75 carats worth. It's a gorgeous, almost statement chrysoprase colour. What do you think would catch people's eye on a stall about this?
I think themselves, the chrysoprase, the colour of it, and the faceting, the sparkle, that would catch the eye already, just as it is, because it is just beautiful. Maybe some sterling silver spaces in between. Just, I wouldn't want to add anything, or perhaps tiny pearls.
Yeah, those little pearls that we had in earlier.
But apart from that, I wouldn't want to put anything too fussy with it, because they're so beautiful that you just want to make it all about the chrysoprase, and anything else you put with it would have to be something that enhanced it rather than detracted from it. That you would say it was all about the sparkle and all about the green.
Do you find that sparkly gemstones attract people?
Yeah, people. We're all magpies. We all love a bit of bling.
Yeah, to be true.
And if you think about if people are walking maybe across a field or across a hall or whatever, especially in outdoor events, faceted stones are brilliant for that. Have something quite high up that's going to catch the light. So when people turn their head, if they catch a bit of a sparkle, they will come and look. I usually have like a big crystal piece up quite high.
Do you?
Just for that, just so that people come over. I'll do anything to get them to my stall. Well, not anything. That's not true. But I'll do quite a lot to get people to come over.
Sammi, you make me chuckle. JYRU82, 75 carats of your Christ praise today. £14.95 for you on this. It's your usual deal price, but I'm going to do something cheeky. Let's go real low. £11.95. I told you I'd give you something great. And I think with this one as well, imagine this against just a black polo neck or a black dress. Really beautiful and sparkly. How about doing this bust now? £11.95. So this bust itself you'll be able to see in relation to the white. This one is velvet, but it's also a lot taller in size as well. Now let's do the necklace test again, shall we? I'll go over here. How's about, is this one by Sue? It is, this one's by Sue. Sue Budding Beader made this for us. Sue has got a granddaughter on the way. Oh, how exciting! Let's do a little test. Okay, you've got it on your stand, you haven't got a bust. Let's have a little look. Still looks beautiful, but it's not as dynamic, is it? Just laying on your desk, like this. Let's have a look. Hint, hint. Nope. Producer wasn't listening. And neither was the director. We're talking about, right, well, both of them were distracted. I'm saying, let's have a look, let's have a look. No cameras go into it. Producer brings me price in. Look, this is what we mean. So it looks fine, doesn't it? It looks like it's a beautiful piece, but on the desk, it doesn't look that great, does it? It doesn't look good, doesn't look great. However, look, as soon as I put this on the bust, so much more attractive, so much more eye-catching. You can see it all. You could see how it would sit. You can imagine yourself wearing this now. It just goes to show all the difference a bust can make. And you are getting this bust today for just £7.95 on this. It is your black velvet necklace bust, and this is 28 by 17 centimetres. A little bit of a difference, a massive impact effect. £7.95 is the price on that today. Sue, thank you for that gorgeous necklace. Well, I absolutely adore it. Got to text him. This one is from Jane in Tynemweir. Hi Jane, she says, hi guys, I really did get engaged 19 years ago today. And if it was an April Fool, I'm still waiting for the punchline. Married and 2 kids later, lol. Great show, very inspiring, trying to resist temptation, though keep up the good work. Thank you Jane, that is lovely. Ben, you're in trouble. You are doomed 19 years down the road. Oh, he's got 50 likes on Facebook as well about the engagement. That is awkward. £7.95 for you on this. If you've treated yourself to both, congratulations, enjoy. Let us know how your craft fairs go with these. I told you earlier, we're going to do 4-star buys today. I'm bringing you another one right now. I showed you it at the very start of the show because I've got to admit I just fell in love. I think it's so delicate and so pretty. It's one of those that just says to me, make flowers out of me, make me drops, make me centerpieces. I'm delicate but I'm powerful. I pack a punch. It's elegant. It is understated. It is seductively sparkly, and it is just beautiful. 30 carats of your lavender amethyst. I don't really need to say any more about this. I think it does the talking. It's just stunning. stunning, it's exquisite. The faceting on it is really very detailed, all hand faceted of course. If you have a look at each individual one, you'll be able to see from the base, you've got an out spiraled facet on the base that then heads up into these gorgeous square facets. I just want you to see the beautiful lavender colour against the white. Isn't it a glow? And that is partly due to the faceting of these. Now when it comes to faceting gemstones, it's a really important point to make that these are faceted to show off these to their highest quality. And I think you've definitely got it on this strand, haven't you? It's what I call rest on your eye clear. It's better than eye clear. It's so clear you could rest it on your eye and you wouldn't be able to see any at all. These are stunning. The clarity is exceptional. The lavender colour, you'll admit, is just shining through on these. Honestly, it's new to you today. Your price, 18cm strand, is £14.95. It's so pretty. Look at how that faceting is worked just to give you this effect of an internal glow. That's purely due to the facets on these. It's eye-catching, it's elegant, it's understated, and it's yours today for less than £15. £14.95, SNZC82. After the break, we're going to be heading over to Sammi to have a look at some start yourself off beautiful rings. I will see you after this.
Now we'll make yellow flowers for you.
Welcome back to Designer Inspirations. We are joined by the lovely Sammi today. What are we going to be looking at?
We're going to be making this ring to start with.
This one right
something
at the end
nice
here.
and simple to do for those that are quite new and want to just have a go. There are lots of free tutorials online and everything on how to make little simple wire wrap rings, and that is just an adaptation of, well, it's something I came up with, but it's pretty similar to practically anything else that people do. There's only so many ways you can wrap wire around a mandrel.
So maybe a good one if you haven't made jewellery before, or perhaps you just want to go back to basics. I have got a bundle for you to create all of these rings and this beautiful necklace here as well. So you're going to get in this bundle 3 strands and 3 lots of wire. So you've got 10 meters of your 0.4 silver, 10 meters of your 0.8 silver, and 10 meters of your 1 mil in silver. You've also got 3 strands of these gemstones.
Oh, they're beautiful as well.
I love what you've done with this shape. I said to you upstairs, didn't I, that I think sometimes it would be quite unusual to imagine how these rose quartz shapes would be used, but I'm sure you'll agree the way we've used them today is really beautiful. And on the rose quartz strand, you are going to be getting 500 carats worth of these large nuggets. They are all the way between 15 by 14 to 22 by 23 mil. You've got 7 carats of these tiny 2 mil multicoloured agate. What did you think of these when you first saw them?
I loved them. I love anything tiny and sparkly.
Yeah.
Anyway, because they are so useful, because you can use them for so many things, apart from the obvious bead looming and everything else. Using them as tiny accents on a ring it can change the whole look of a ring. I've got 2 quite similar rings that I've made there. One of them I added the accents and one of them I didn't, just to show you how it can totally change the mood of a ring. And just bring it up. You can dress up so many pieces by just using tiny little accent beads.
It's detail that counts, isn't
is.
it? Definitely. And you also have 90 carats of your crackled quartz in the faceted puffy coins, and these are 8 mil on those today. There should be price on this. If you were to go on our website and purchase them separately, it would be, for Bring the Bling, £37.20 today. But new price, we're taking it really, really, really low down. It's £24.95 for you. Design inspiration, Bring the Bling. What do you think of that price, Sammi?
I think that's amazing. That's a really good price. The amount of rose quartz you're getting, and aside from the agate, which have got so many applications, there's so many ways you can use them. The rose quartz and the crackle quartz together are such a good combination. You can use them in bridal. You can do anything with those. Really delicate and beautiful look.
So pretty.
Thank you.
And I love, if I show you with my hand, you'll be able to see the colours just running through there. So much fun. So much fun. Real different look on this. So we're going to be having a little look at how to create the ring.
We are.
Whereabouts will we be starting?
We'll be starting at the beginning. We're going to take about, it is, we're going to take about 60 centimetres of wire. So, and then we're going to, I don't know about that 60 centimetres, but we're going to chop it off. And now I've got to use my ring mandrel because I couldn't find my JM one.
Okay.
So I've got this enormous, great, hulking silversmithing one, one I use for silversmithing, which is really unwieldy, and I'm really gutted I can't find my other one. So we're going to wrap it around. I'm going to do just over the size N, but most people are a size N. So you just wind your wire around. You start in the middle, and you try and keep both ends equal. So I'm going to go around 4 times, and that side is still a bit longer, so we'll go around there. And literally just make sure they're both of a similar length when you get to the top. And you can do that by just twisting it and holding them. If you just twist it with your thumb and you hold the wire like that, then you make sure that both ends are the same length. Push them up together, and then you can just slip one of the little quartz beads on, which I'm going to do now. See how much easier that would be with a shorter mandrel.
Well.
So we're going to, some of the beads will fit on the 0.8 well, most of them will fit on the 0.8 easily. Some of them won't fit on the 1 mil so easily. So you have to find out. So you're just slipping it on there.
Ed's just about to pop in, so come on.
Hello.
Oh, he's got those.
I was only letting you know that I have the pliers coming up at 6 p.m. The flush cutting pliers, yeah.
Oh, I love those. I had to, because I ordered some, and but my I ordered them too late for the show, and I was like, when
they
they
didn't
came
come in
in.
time for the show.
So I'm really, really, really gutted. So I borrowed Hannah's from upstairs, the lovely Hannah O. Let me borrow hers.
Are they really, really useful?
I love them so much. I can't tell you. They're really lovely.
Your opportunity to own them at 6 p.m. Don't miss out.
I wish I had his energy. It's amazing, isn't it? So yeah, just hold that flat against the mandrel. Once all I've done is slipped the bead on, and then with the other wire you just wrap it around, because it's the 0.8. It's so beautifully soft, and then holding it flat again. I'm going to have my thumb in the way, and this ridiculously big mandrel, and then we're just going to push it around. Can you see what I've done there? I've just literally pushed it around the top, and then we're just going to keep going, wrap one round then the other one around. You can do them both together if you want, but you know, it's entirely up to you. So you just, and if you pull it too tight, that's what happens. So you just push it back on, wrap it around, and literally keep going, a few wraps, and there we go, round again, and I'll call it a day there. And then you can see you've got the edging like you have on the other ring, so it looks pretty, it's a pretty good statement, isn't it? It's quite a nice little edge. So you just slide it off the mandrel. It makes a noise when I drop that, I tell you. And then you squeeze the base of the ring together, take one of the sides, and you're just going to tuck it, you're just going underneath, threading it underneath through like that. But we're not pulling it really, really, really tight, because you want to have the loose shoulders. I like the loose shouldered look. So you can see, you're just threading it through like that, keeping it nice and loose. I'll do 2 one side and then 2 the other. And so you can keep a look from the top to make sure that you are wrapping them both to the same size, and not pulling tighter on one side than the other, and then you'll lose your tension. And it literally takes minutes to make a ring like this, but they look so pretty. I'm going to go 4 times around, and then I'm going to finish, because I think 4 just looks nice. And if you just keep making sure you push it up, but it's unlike a lot of my wire work, which is very neat and very precise and very tight, it's nice to sometimes have something that's a little bit loose and a little bit quick, and it's kind of like relaxing for me to do as well. So we've gone 4 times around, and I'll do 4 times the other now. Pull that one underneath.
Whilst you're doing 4 times the other, I will bring you something that I should have given to you a moment ago. Save you fighting with that huge one. But I just didn't. This is our lovely ring mandrel. If you are new to jewellery making, you can see how easy this is to do, but you're going to need a ring mandrel. It does make life just impossibly easier. This is your ring mandrel. You see it's got all of the sizings written into there. Not only for your rings, you can hammer onto it, you can create different looks with it as well. £8.95 for this today. DODI52, bottom of your screen. And you get the little carry pouch as well. You can get loads more in that carry pouch. There's absolutely loads of space in there as well. Would you like? Oh, you've finished now.
I've finished.
You don't need it now.
I might need to. Yeah, it's fine. But there you go. And now we're just going to cut the end off. Don't cut it too short, because we're just going to tuck it under. Because see where you've wrapped it quite loosely underneath. You're going to tuck the end under that, and that's a little bit fiddly, but it's not impossible. Okay. So we're just going to cut it slightly longer than you would if you would just, because you can just squeeze it in against it, if you prefer to do that, squeezing it tightly against the shank, or you can. I chose to do the more fiddly way because I'm on live television and that's clearly the best way to do it. I probably won't, I'll probably just leave it. But yes, so we're just going to tuck it a knot, look at that. Right, my thumb's going to do it. You see, I do get stroppy with them. I promise you it's easy. I'm making it look a lot harder than it is. Do you know? The amount of rings like this I've made, I can't even begin to tell you.
Do they go well when you have them on your stand?
They do, and I sell them at £5 each. If I sell them any cheaper, people think there's something wrong with them. But if they're quite happy to pay £5, and £5 isn't a considered purchase price, you know, and you hear people talking about that, considered price and unconsidered price. £5 is something they're quite happy to spend on themselves. And I also put them in a little ring box, little paper ring box, which they like as well.
Yeah.
But you've still got a really good profit margin selling them at £5 with a ring box, and they just look beautiful, and it dresses them up really nicely as well. So if perhaps you don't have any ring stands, put them in little ring boxes on your table if you don't have ring stands, because it also says gift. This is a gift.
Yeah.
So yes, they like that.
That's a lovely idea.
And here we go.
Done. Dusted. Minutes.
Yeah. Nice and easy and very effective. I've made one for myself. Well.
And I've got one too now.
You have got one too as well.
It's really simple to do, but really eye-catching. I'm sure you'll all agree. I've got a question for you, Sammi, if that's okay.
That's fine.
The question is from Gloria. Hi, Gloria. Please, could you ask Sammi, how do you stop the wire on the wire wrapping ring springing up? If caught, the wire springs up from the bead.
I haven't actually had a problem with that. I think if you just make sure when you're wrapping it round that you have it nice and tight. If you do it on the mandrel, you can keep it pushed down quite well. So that stops it springing up. And also because you're using a coin shaped bead, you can actually tuck it under the end, the first couple of wraps under the edge of the coin.
Okay.
Which helps to anchor them in place as well. That's why it works so much better with the coin shape than it does. You can do it with a round bead. That ring works much better with a coin shape.
That's a really good tip, actually. Thank you very much for sending us that, Gloria. What did you say? Lovely jubbly. We've got about 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Have you got a chance to show us another something?
I have. Actually, was thinking I would show you the cuff style one, actually, which is that one there. And it's also fairly simple. I'll get my 0.4 out. It is 3 strands of wire wrapped together, which I have cut. They're about 8 centimetre strands. I've got 2 there. And where's my 3rd? Right, I'll cut another one. Yeah, 3 7.5 to 8 centimetre strands of wire. And you straighten them out. I've used 0.8 on that one. And we're just literally going to grab some 0.4 wire, like this. I make a big mess, don't I? I'm a messy pup when I work. We'll take one of the wires. You start with the middle, wrap it around 3 times. Push it up nice and tightly. Take the second wire, and we're going to start about 1 centimetre from the end, and then we're going to go over the 2 wires together like that, and then up between the 2, and then over the other wire. We're going to add that in. I'm just going to keep doing that to the end. So you can see here that my wires are quite bent, but it's very, very easy because this wire is so malleable. Just to straighten it up with your fingers like that, not a problem. And because of the nature of this wrap, which I've shown you before, it does pull them in together quite nicely. So it's something that you can do nice and quickly. Now the beautiful thing about this design is you can use it so many ways. as you can see there, I've used it with one central bead, flat bead, and I've used some, so I've got that caught. I've used some of the tiny agate beads to give it a little bit of, dress it up a little bit, just draw the eye a little bit. You could do it with one central round bead and 2 little agate beads either side if you wanted to, and that gives the illusion of shoulders.
I love that.
So I think it's nice to have something you can do in so many ways, and it's a talking point on the stall as well, because you can say, actually, that ring you've got there is exactly the same as design as this one, only I've done it in a different way. I've got one where I've used 6 beads and I've done it a bit like a corset. So yeah, it's just quite, it also helps you to think in a different way, and I think when you get in the habit of thinking, how can I use this in a different way, that's when your designs start to come in thick and fast, I think. Let's see, I'm just going to keep going with this while we're doing that. Oh, you're looking at that. See, I love I picked out some of the paler colours on that one, but you could do it monochrome. You could pick out the black ones and have black and white on there and stuff. That's why I chose that particular strand of agate, because there were so many different colours, like carnelian looking colours, aventurine colours, you know, and it's like having a whole microcosm of different semi-precious stones, but they were all the same one. But yeah, it was just so nice. It gives you such variety. See, I can talk and rap.
We like
good
that.
job, really.
We've had a very important question asking, how do you keep your nails so nice?
You should have sent, I put a picture up, actually. I will put it on my Facebook page later of my nails the other day, and I've got lots of little cuts all over my hands.
Oh,
my
thumb, a bit
my
of an
thumbnail
indentation
has got an indentation, and this nail varnish which I put on last night is already chipping. And this is 3 coats with a top coat. Yes, basically drinking a lot of milk.
Good tip.
It's a good tip.
Very good tip.
And yeah, as soon as I start doing any silversmithing or wirework, I trash my nails totally. But I am blessed with.
I've got strong nails.
I'm blessed with really quick growing nails, which is I'm really pleased about. It's nice. My husband bites his.
Oh no!
He's been very good, and he's stopped recently. But judging by the amount of stress he's been under over in Abu Dhabi, I think he's probably started again.
He's probably got no nails.
He's probably got
He'll
none
come back
left.
just knuckles.
He's back tomorrow. I can't wait. I've not seen him for 2 weeks.
Oh, how cute!
I know. So I would say hello to his mum, Barbara, because she'll be watching as well.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara. And hi, Liz, too. That's my friend Liz. She's fabulous. She runs all sorts of events, but she always watches me, and she said, you're in so much trouble. She says, I blame you for spending £90 on jewellery making.
Hope you don't mind us sharing that, Liz.
No, she doesn't. She's beautiful. Liz is amazing. Okay, when you've got it to about that length, you've got about 1 centimetre each end. Literally trim it. I say literally so many times. Just trim it off, both ends, and then you squidge it down like you would normally, really, really tight. Get your round nose pliers. Make sure the ends are all even. That's kind of key. These are beautiful because you can just do that. You see how easy that was? Make a little loop at the end of each one. I'm going to want that ring mandrel, you know. I'm going to make in the middle. You can either leave it off to one side like that, or you can, when you've made your loop, just give it a little tweak so it looks more like a head pin, and then it's central. And then we're going to go make another loop, and you can see from start to finish we'll have made this ring in 10 minutes. There you go. And then it's up to you how you dress it up at the other end, and you've got plenty of different options with just those stones in the kit. So now you have very quickly done. You can take a little bit more time about getting them even. A thing that looks like that, I say a thing, and then you just bend it around. Oh, this is so much nicer to use. Bend it around your mandrel like that, Simple as. And you have a little ring cuff that you can either keep as a cuff, which is adjustable, so you can set it. You could put little tiny agate beads in each of the loops, which dresses it up really well. Or like I've done with that one, you can put a bead in the middle. If you put a round bead in it, it rolls up and down the finger as you take it on and off. So that's really nice as well.
So you can see all the sides of the gemstone.
Yeah, so you can see you don't actually have to be experienced at wirework to create something that is pretty effective, just using a few little bits. So if you think about tiny 7.5 centimetre bits of wire,
yeah,
and a little bit of 0.4, and you've got that.
And you've got this really beautiful finished piece.
There you go.
That is fab, and a really lovely cuff idea for these. Thank you very much, Sammi. I'm going to leave you for this last section so that you can crack on with your
challenge.
Good one, Sammi, good one. I have now got for you, before we go over and have a little look at the challenge, I have got for you our beginner jewellery makers. So if you're watching for the first time, I'm going to bring you a section now whereby you can get all the essentials, all the basics, all you'll need. Maybe you've been watching us for a while, you've been jewellery making for a while, but you just need to top up on things. I'm going to bring you tools galore and much, much more today. Starter strands as well in this. So where are we starting, my love? The whole bundle with handy Andy as well. Fab. So in here, that was a chair, don't worry. Ooh, it sort of looked like I was whistling, which was weird. You have got your large toolkit. So if you are new to jewellery maker, let's talk about the goodies you get in the toolkit. This is our large toolkit with absolutely everything you are going to need to get yourself started. So you've got in here your ore. This is great for popping holes into things. You've got what I like to call the sonic screwdriver, which you pop in all these different files within here. And actually, these files all go into here. You screw this bottom off, you pop them all in there, and then you can screw it all up. So this is just easy to carry, but you've got all these different files. Great for if maybe you've got pearls and they won't go through your wire that you're trying to use, or any other gemstone. You can just pop this in, give it a quick twiddle, and then you've got a slightly larger hole. As well as this, you've got your flat nose, your chain nose pliers, you've got your snips here as well, you've got your round nose pliers, you've got your crimp pliers as well. So these are great if you have got a crimp bead. So by crimp bead, what we mean is you will get a small little tube of metal. You get it a lot in our findings pack, small little tube, and we use them to finish off our pieces. So they are used to just hold maybe your strands, for example, together. With these, instead of just squashing it down with your flat nose, which can make it quite rough, it can be, but also it can be not very attractive to the eye. You can actually use these to create a cylindrical shape that it holds the pieces in place still. And you've also got your tweezers with the scoop on the end as well. You've got your snips, which are great for things like your beading thread, etc. And you've got your measuring dial here too. This is wonderful if perhaps you've got a graduated strand and it drops on the floor, or even if you've got a strand where they're not graduated in size order, you can measure just to give your pieces symmetry if you so wish. As well as that, you've got your helping hands, sometimes referred to as a handy Andy. Have I got one somewhere? Oh yeah, he's over here. There he is, over there. Handy Andy, helping hands. There he is. He's just relaxing in the corner. You'll see that he's got the two crocodile clip arms. Two crocodile clip hands. You've also got the magnifying section as well. You've got all of this is adjustable. You make these all different sizes. You can twiddle these to hold things in place. This is great for if you are working with seed beads. So if we have a look at my ring, look at the 2mm. So stay in there. You can see the 2 mil just about, but if you're stranding them, it can be a bit tricky. Let's move across. Already so much clearer. I'm sure you'll agree. So it's great for getting in. Also, it's great for if someone rings the doorbell when you're making something. The last thing you want to do is put it down. You just get these clasps, hold it in place, and it'll be there when you get back. Helping hands. You're also going to get your starter kit as well with loads of threading materials. You get this large organza bag which has on it handmade gemstone jewellery, so you can actually use that to give it as a gift. You've got monofilament. This is essentially like a fishing wire. It's very strong and clear. You've got elastic as well in this lovely blue colour, possibly the easiest way to start out. Just add a stretchy bracelet, strand some gemstones on here, tie a knot, you've got a stretchy bracelet. You've got beading thread as well, or beading thread, sometimes referred to as beading wire in a navy blue. Essentially what it is it's very, very thin wires, lots and lots and lots of them, all covered up with a coating that keeps them all in place. So it's strong but really malleable, really easy to use. You've got memory wire in here as well. If you haven't worked with memory wire before, essentially kind of does what it says on the tin. It remembers this shape. It remembers this way that it is coiled up. So you can stretch it, you can twist it, but because it's memory wire, it's going to go back to this shape. It's really strong as well. So if you imagine the bracelet, you've got a ring size, a bracelet size, and a necklace size. If you added on, you know, lots of gemstones onto this, you could take a freight away, which I think is wonderful. OEGC 26. Your price should be. Maker, honestly, you will need these things. You will need tools. You will need threading materials. Handy is just going to make your life a lot easier. £19.95 for you today. How's about creating some Viking knit? Now, if you are new to us, Viking knit is a technique in which we essentially create almost a crochet effect selection of pieces. Daisy itself, which is the tool in which large, you might start off this large, if you draw it down each one it will slowly get tighter and tighter and give you a different effect. Itself, which is this piece here with a pin, and you get a handy little carry case for it all. You get instruction manual in there as well, and you're going to get the crank too that means you can create the looks. So if you want to get started, we're going to give you the DVD to show you exactly how to use it along with this. Here's some footage from the DVD. That's exactly what we're talking about when we say Viking knit. You get shown how to do that pretty ring as well as other things. So your Viking knit, start a new skill, learn a new craft. The DVDs we know are $14.95. Sorry, $4.95. Your price for the Lazy Daisy and DVD today, £39.90. It should be, but we're going to give you the DVD for free so that you can get it home, get on board, make something straight away. £34.95 is all you need to pay, and everything you've got here, that's all you need to get you started. That's it. You don't have to add anything onto this if you don't want to. You'll have to top up on wire after time, but that's about it. £34.95. Buy the Lazy Daisy, get the DVD free. SZGC 95 today. If you're new to JM, or if you've never tried Viking knit before, this is your chance. £34.95 for these today. I've got some comfort grip pliers for you now. I've got crimping pliers, I've got chain nose pliers, and I've got your flat nose pliers. So maybe you've been with us for a while, or maybe you started recently and you just got the small toolkit, but you're having issues with your hands. Maybe you've got dexterity problems. Maybe you've just been so in love with jewellery making that they're starting to dig in a little bit. These ones are your comfort grip. So they've got a much larger, you'll be able to see, handle on these, which just makes them so much easier to use. The flat nose pliers are the 5-inch, the chain nose pliers are the 5-inch, and the crimping pliers are 4.5. The crimps, again, you'll be able to see, these ones have got the glittery handle, and these are the ones that are great for using on your crimp beads, as well as other things. The price today should be £14.85 to get your hands on all 3 of them, but we're going to give you a discounted price to really get you into jewellery making. We're going to make it much lower. The price today is just £8.95. If you're new to us, have a go. Have you worked with comfort grip before?
I have got some here at the moment. They're really nice. They're really, really, really good. I love the comfort grip more than anything because, well, obviously I'm using tools an awful lot, so it's really nice to have something that just sits in the hand really well, makes a big difference, and also they're really nicely sprung, which is also very important, I think. I like the feel of anything. If it feels good, it's good.
Feels good. £2.98, about that's working out per pair, which from a craft shop near me, they've got like a basic start out range, and you're looking at even higher for those, but they're not as good a quality. £8.95, MRGC 29, new to JM. So I said to you a moment ago, all you're going to need to do is get the toolkit, get the handy, that first bundle, but then you'll need some gemstones to go with it, so I'm going to bring you some now. How about working with these? If you are new to jewellery making, working with a top jewel drop is really, really simple. And these are very beautiful as well, which just adds. So for a complete beginner, Sammi, what are we going to do with this strand?
For a complete beginner, you wouldn't need to do an awful lot with it, would you? You just take the 2 end ones for a pair, make a pair of earrings, that are the 2 end ones, and then the rest, again, they've almost done for you like that. A simple little drop necklace like that, or you could just take one and have it just hanging on a chain, because they are that beautiful. You could either use the whole lot or just one.
Whatever you want to do with these. If you do want to make a pair of earrings, then just on a shepherd's hook. If you don't know what a shepherd's hook is yet, maybe, you know, when you go to your high street and your drop earrings are on that thing that almost looks like a shepherd's hook, that's exactly what it is. So that's what we find them in our findings pack. You could just add onto this, find 2 the same size, measure it with your tool for the toolkit just to make sure, and you've got yourself a beautiful pair of earrings. 95 carats worth of this blue chalcedony. These are your faceted pairs, and today they're just £9.95. How beautiful and sparkly are these? Very pretty. Really easy to work with. Maybe, like me, you're a bit of a visual learner. If so, I've got some DVDs for you now that you can take home with you. Another great thing about the DVDs as well is that you might not be totally sure. I might be saying words to you that you think, that I might say, for example, polymer. I might say to you wirework, wire sculpture. You might have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, do not worry, because these DVDs will not only explain, but you'll be able to follow them step by step as well. I've got 5 in here for you. So, wire sculpture. Have a little look. You'll get shown how to make this trinket box, which has got a liftable lid on there. You also get shown how to do a stocking and a bell. On your polymer wire fusion project, you get shown how to create these polymer. Polymer is a type of clay which you just bake in your oven and it goes hard. these polymer and wire fusion projects. You got shown how to do these on the front, as well as how to add in, it can almost give you steampunky type looks on some of these, but also there's something a bit Downton about these pieces too. You've got our new look DVD covers on this Wirework edition 1 as well. Shows you on here how to do a spiral ring, spiral earrings. This on the front is what we call a tree of life. Honestly, it looks so intricate, but even if you're a beginner, you will be able to grasp it. You get shown how to do a cuff and a pendant as well. On Wirework edition 3, you have got introduction, you've got shown how to do your basic weave, and you get shown how to do a woven bangle and netting technique as well. And finally, edition 4, it shows you how to do a feature cuff, a feature ring, butterfly pendant, a pair of earrings and an ear cuff as well. Really fashion at the moment. So let's have a little look at some footage from the Wire Sculpture DVD. This is with the lovely Alison. This is the Wirework bell you get shown how to make. It is really simple. They all last around an hour long. Really easy to follow, and you can pause, play, rewind, whatever, as many times as you like with these. Around 5 hours worth of fun in this bundle. Now, our DVDs are generally £4.95. So you should be paying £24.75, but we're going to do you a little deal. We like to do that here. Whenever we're on Designer Inspiration, we like to give you a little something extra for a little something less. £12.95 is your actual price on this today. So really low. What's that working out per DVD? Calculator man. £12.95 divided by 5, £2.59. Computer is telling me. So they should be £4.95. You're getting them for £2 something. How fab. This one's what's coming up now. This is from the Wire Polymer Fusion. So this is Debbie B working with the polymer there. This is working, that's the polymer clay there. You get shown how to do all of this. How to make your canes, how to add wire in there. There's loads and loads on these DVDs. They're yours today, £12.95 for all 5 of them. Now, if you are new to jewellery making, you might not have expected to see this. Hammer and a block. Do not think for a second that you can go into your garage or under your sink and get out your normal hammer. No, that is not the case at all. This is a professional jewellery maker hammer and steel block. So we've got here the steel block. This is imperative. This is so important. Not only does it protect the surface, but also due to the metal, it fights back whatever you are using with it, with the hammer. So whatever work you put in, you get back. On the hammer, you have got this long wooden hammer handle, which is really important because you can get in really up close, or perhaps just to put in minimal effort, you can just let the hammer do the work itself by holding it at the end. The wooden handle also prevents reverberation, which of course is really important. We don't want reverb coming through this. You've got the flattened side of this. So this top bit here, the flattened edge, means that you can create flat metal, and it also changes the internal composition of the wire. This is going to work harden this, and you have the ballpoint end too, which just adds a really vintage textured feel. Now the steel block itself, when one of our guest designers, Gemma Crow, posted this to one of her friends, just the steel block, in the post it cost us £6.50. £6.50 just to post the block. You're paying today for the whole day until midnight, no matter how much you get. If you just buy one strand, you're going to be paying £2.95 postage and packaging. If you buy absolutely everything I've just shown you, including the bus, it's still going to be £2.95. £2.95 postage and packaging until midnight. Get your hands on the block and the hammer. Was price £14.90. That's a technical term that I just got fed by my producer. the was price. I like it. The was price. Your price today, though, the is price, he says, £9.95 for you. Cracking deal on this. Give it a go. Give it a go. It's really easy. It is just hammering on, but it really does change everything about the look and the design. £12.95 MPGC 32 hammer and block today. How's about we bring to you a bit of a recap? I'm going to recap these beautiful pearls for you now. Just in case you've only just joined us, I did these pearls earlier on. I've got a handful left. Get them whilst you can. 2 strands, 1 lilac, 1 peach. These are your tiny rice bead pearls. They're around 5 by 3 mil, these ones. You've got the 2 strands. They're lengthy strands. They're genuine pearls. The price for both today was just £10. We said working with these, just adding them on to details. We said about doing a twist bracelet with them. Anything for bridal. If you've been on JM guest designer Laura Binding's webpage, most recent picture you will see, giving you a little hint to Friday, these would be perfect for that as well. £10 for 2 strands of this. You need to check out your web baskets though, please. Nice to be polite, because it's not going to last. I think I've got 3, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I've got plenty of you with this in your baskets. It's better to check out. Let's be safe rather than sorry. £10 on these. You've had your warning. Jay-Z GC 30.
No, ideal shape for tiaras as well.
Ideal for what, my love?
Tiaras.
Oh yeah.
Headbands.
Oh yeah.
Ideal shape for that.
Cute tiaras you can make with them. Really nice. Got another little recap for you now. I've got my competition winner coming up. This is our Double Trouble Labradorite. You had your wheels and you had your plain rounds as well. Let's have a really good look at this one. Look at the Labrador essence in that. I snuck that one in.
You did.
It was just £8.95 for 2 strands. The quality is beautiful. On the wheels, 80 carats. It's a 35 centimetre strand. And the plain rounds, whopping 10 mil. 260 carats worth on there. How would you think of working with these two together?
Together? Well, they're really not. I'd alternate. I would go with the big ones, or a couple of three or four big ones in the middle, with one of the rondelles, whatever they are.
The wheels. Yeah.
Wheels. Thank you.
No, it's
you
all right.
only just said it a minute ago.
No,
as well.
don't be silly.
One of those in between, and a little tiny silver ball in between each of those. So
Cute,
you go
spacer.
bead, spacer, bead, spacer, bead, spacer, but alternating the shapes, and just have the 3 or 4 big ones in the middle, and then the tubes up the side.
I love.
And it just draws it. Anything that draws the eye down. It adds flow to any piece that you make, and
what
people
kind
love
of effect do you think that will create? What kind of wear would you make that?
You could wear that for evening wear or day wear. It would be quite a versatile effect, that one. Yeah.
Definitely agree with that.
So here we are. Oh, bless you.
Oh, I sneezed so much that my gemstones went everywhere.
You're working for JM for so long, you're sneezing gems.
I know. Well, I was walking over here, so the camera was off me. So normally, if I'm going to sneeze, I go like this. Got my mic, but no one saw me. So I just went for it. Bead scoop. This is coming up for you. My winner will be coming up now. 2 for Tuesdays. Get your hands on it whilst you can. No handful of those left. £8.95 for 2 strands. We've been asking you all day to message us in with your April Fools. Have you had any pranks that have been played on you, or have you played on someone in the past or this year? We've had loads of messages in. We found our winner. Our winner is called Nicola.
Right.
And she's won this bag. I played a prank on a school friend. I offered her a toffee bonbon and she put it in her mouth I told her it was a mothball. Nicola, that is grim. That is...
Are you still friends? I'm just going to ask.
Possibly haven't heard of that friend in a while, have you, Nicola? Well, don't worry, you can make her something to apologise. You've got this bead scoop, which is packed full of goodies, winging its way to you. Now, challenge. In the challenge, I brought to you 3 strands. I brought you a strand. This, of course, have been cut into. But I brought you 3 strands. They were all your flowers. I brought to you these beautiful green aventurine.
Oh, they're so lovely.
I also brought us the aventurine. You had 320 carats, 20 mil. You also had of the black veined rondinite. This was your 5 petal flowers. These are 15 by 14 mil, 270 carats worth of that. And then you had this gorgeous strand of pyrite flowers. Again, 5 petals. You had 230 carats worth of them. You have got such a gorgeous selection on here.
Yes, sorry.
Fabulous. Let's show these little beauties off. I love that you've worked with them all together.
Well, they just go so well together. When you have them all on the shot when they're going round, they just look so nicely together, and they all have this real vintage look to them. So I just wanted to show how pink and green work well together, and pink and bronze and green and bronze. So it all just pulls it all together.
Pulls it all in together, doesn't it?
And the different sizes of the same thing. So that's why I did the graduated earrings.
I love these graduated earrings.
They're very
How beautiful. They are big.
This nice proper statement earring, that is. Taller than me.
Shoulder duster.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's a shoulder duster. Starting off with the pyrite and going down in size to these really large green aventurine. They're all 5 petaled, so it works really well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I've done 2 little rings too.
Oh, I do love. Look, how pretty. Talk to me. How did we create this?
We created that in about 5 minutes.
Love. Already like it a lot.
Threaded the wire through the rhodonite. Is it rhodonite? Yeah, first, and then wrapped it 3 times around the mandrel, once each side. And then just brought the wire behind, wrapped each end of the wire around the shank to form the little twisted shoulders at the side, and then pulled the 2 top 3 wires outwards, so they supported the ring and stopped it rolling.
And you can see that if I take it off, you should be able to see better now. We've just gone behind. It actually almost looks like it's got triple drill holes, but can you see it is just going behind? Yeah. And that keeps it nice.
Stops it from rocking. Because quite often when you do a simple ring like that, they will rock. So it's all about securing the bead. And those flowers are perfect for it. But it also gives the illusion of shoulders to that ring too.
And speaking of shoulders and prong, this looks like a prong setting.
It is a prong set ring.
That is.
Nothing is put through the drill hole in that one.
Wow, but it is so strong. Have a look. Isn't this really good fun? There is a drill hole in these, but we haven't used it.
Not in that one. I didn't use it in that one. I thought I wanted to show you another way of thinking, another way of using that. And the bronze really makes the green pop, because the aventurine is such a beautiful colour. It just deserved to be like a proper popping statement ring.
I agree.
And again, if you look at the base of that, it's almost star shaped.
Yeah, it is. That's beautiful. Oh, Sammi, you're an absolute love. Thank you so much for today.
Oh, thank you for having me.
When are you next on with us?
16th of April.
16th of April, so not long at all.
No, not long at all.
Do you know what you're creating?
I am actually working with undrilled stones, so we're going to go technical next time, proper technical. Undrilled stones.
Proper technical.
Proper technical. Real
proper technical.
Real Gloucestershire there.
I love that.
And we're going to do some really nice, I hope, really nice undrilled cabochon rings. So I know I've done them all simple versions of rings today, so we're going to do nice complex rings for people who are quite happy with wire.
I love that. Sounds wonderful. Sammi, thank you for showing us all of this. Thank you for putting up with your jacket and your top hat all day.
I can't take my hat off because my hair's the same shape now.
Hat hair.
It will be.
Nightmare hat hair.
Once seen, it can't be unseen, so it's staying on.
Cannot be unseen. Have a very safe journey home, and we will see you. Oh, a text. Okay, let me go back. Loved this afternoon snow. Edit that bit out. Vicky from Shropshire. Hello, thank you for joining us. She says, love this afternoon show. Thank you all. Vicky, you are more than welcome.
Well, thank you for saying that. It's been very nice. Thanks.
Have you had fun?
I've had really good fun. Yeah, it's been brilliant. Yes, it's been really good.
Been really good. We like. Thank you. You're a love. Now, Vicky, stay where you are because you've got the late show.
And it's April Tools Day.
Yes, it is indeed.
You see what we've done there?
That's why you're presenting tonight.
What? April Tools Day?
No, just because you know a lot about tools. You know a lot.
Tools are cool.
Tools are cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Look at that.
Whoa.
We're going to get complaints tonight, aren't we?
That is an April Fool.
Oh, and my producer's really scared of clowns as well.
Oh no!
He's having a meltdown in there.
Liam, bless your little cottons, you poor thing.
Did you have fun on your show?
Oh my goodness, so much fun.
So much inspiration.
So much fun. We finally learned how to use square wire.
There you go. Do you know what? I'm excited because I'm joined by a designer tonight.
Could it be? Wait, is it Sarah Elvin?
Yes. Could you tell because she's standing right there?
No. Oh, and she's mic ready. Hi, Sarah.
She's ready for action
How
tonight.
How are you?
Very well. I haven't quite got my mic back on, but I've got it switched on.
No problem. That's fine. What are you doing tonight? Yeah, go on.
Oh shit, they can't hear Sarah yet.
Have you not turned? Have your mic
Do you know
turned
what?
on?
I'll tell them what Sarah's going to do, shall I? Right, so we've got the bead loom back by popular demand on an April Tools Day. We're going to relaunch the boodleen.
The boodleen! Wow!
We'll cut that bit out as well.
Yeah, edit that bit out. Yeah. Fabulous.
Thread zapper, as I already mentioned on your show. Ooh. The flush cutters, yes. And we're going to even launch the show with the thread